Oh, you got burning something going.
Oh, it's letters.
Oh, okay, letters.
In a tavern in Plymouth, our adventure awaits. To my wife I bid farewell as she waved from our gate. With the voyage at sea, destiny I have date. For 8 pieces of silver I boarded my fate. With 2 years of provisions, from sauerkraut to nails, 9-ton hogsheads of rum and casting full of ale. We made ship-shape the rigging from crow's nest to keel, and with the weather eye open, Captain Cook set sail. Hang on to the winds and head out to sea. Beyond the horizon, the ends of the earth beckon we. In 3 years of discovering new lands for the crown, 200,000 leagues of boat Cape sailed around. On a mission for the mythical southern continent bound. Well, we searched the world over and it could not be found. In the year 1773, 194 men sailed into history. Crossed the Antarctic Circle, first ever we'd be. Unknown, uncharted waters, first known, ever seen. Hang on for your lives, we preach and you see. Onward beyond the horizon, the ends of the earth there they be. From the heavens of lush Polynesia, a dream paradise, to a great barrier reef of impassable ice. Frozen islands, volcanoes 12,000 feet high, rising up one above other and into the distance. And every attempt impenetrable resistance, gigantic glacial mountains lost through the clouds to the sky. There's no way through to go. So, like the edge of a wheel. There's nowhere around to go. So, like the edge of a wheel. At the end of the earth. And I say that beneath us graves await those drowned sunken men. Will our fate be to sink here or return home to see you again? In the fog and much darkness of a black midnight sun, our 2 ships separated, though we fired sounded guns. Time and tide wait for no man, to the end we have come. But come hell or high water, journey home's just begun. So turn the bow hard starboard, put our stern to this hell. We've mapped the treasures of value, discovered tales we must tell. So never were seen again, lost all before they were found. But come the white cliffs of Dover, like home we should yell. Hang on to the winds and cut through the sea. Beyond all horizons, the ends of the earth we have seen. Hang on for your lives, you're living your dreams. to find hell frozen over there and back. We lost many good men. From the ends of the earth I'd return to hold you again.
Wow, nice, interesting song.
Yes, it is. And by the way, everybody, this is my mother you're talking to.
Hey, Roger's mom.
Oh, thank you. I like
Her
my
name's
son, or love my son. Both.
Thanks, Mom.
Both.
He's all right. Not half bad.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
He sure is. I say it
This is
about all my
D-Man,
kids.
by the way. This guy next to you is D-Man.
How you doing? Pleasure to meet you.
I
Thank
introduced it to Justin already. And what happened
Okay.
to your icon, JJ? Where's it at?
You know how a restream is on my end. It's flipping out on me right now.
Oh, dang it.
Captain JJ.
What's happening, D-Man? How we doing?
Doing good, man.
Living the dream.
As long as you're asleep, right?
Somebody's dream.
Is that what this is?
It could be.
That's a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy.
Oh, no. Not a conspiracy. There's no such thing. Nobody conspires to do anything. I promise you.
Yeah, like how it used to take years for conspiracies to finally surface as facts. Now it's like a week or two.
Yeah, we get the internet now, dude.
Right.
Doesn't take long. No. I want to
So
say hi to everybody.
Let me ask the big question here. Why bring your mom up?
I don't know. I thought it'd be cool.
I mean, it's cool.
Not really. It just kind of happened. She was talking to me, and I was on my channel, and I sent her a link to it. I thought I'd show her around the studio, and then one thing I do, and I said, "Hey, I want to be on later. You want to stop in, see what I do?" And
That's
here she
cool.
is.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah. Too bad I can't make a living at this. YouTube is not going to let me do it. It'd be nice. Oh, we got a JJ for a second. He had his shield up. Now it went green.
Look, something's happening.
Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
This is cool.
Yeah. Well, I did find a couple of. Remember, Max came on and he tried to debunk one of Taboo's rocket launch videos he disproved curvature with. And I looked at the specs on the camera they use. They use a GoPro lens, but they modified it. And then I looked into the lenses and how you can modify them. And there's not really a way you can really modify it. You can change the lens covering, but the optic in the lens is actually built for a fisheye lens. So they used a modified 9 GoPro lens, and they took a rectilinear lens and put it over the top of it. So it's going to bend elongated horizons. That's what's going to happen.
Well, naturally, right off the bat, because I looked this up years ago, the GoPro lens, because there's been people who have been testing it to find out what it does right out of the box, and it naturally distorts. It barrels right off the bat because it's an action camera. So it tries to give you, it's made for like sports people and my bike riders and, hikers and stuff. It's meant to be kind of up close. It's meant to give you a wide, I forget what they call it.
Panoramic.
Yeah.
It's 180 degree. Yeah.
It's made to barrel it slightly to give you more. So when you watch it on a widescreen, it gives you a little bit of a wider width, meaning it gives you kind of the pan to the sides is kind of curved. They have software they include with it that takes that out. So
but they didn't use it in that video. The one they actually on their site they didn't. I think they were trying to accentuate the elongated curve with it. They're playing around with it, and they only used a 9mm. That's what they used. I mean, for a long shot like that, you're definitely going to get long horizons. Stretch them out like an egg. That kind of would do the same thing. So and I looked at all the other amateur rocket launches, and they do the same. They use GoPro cameras on them.
I know what it's called. It's for aspect ratio. They barrel it slightly so that way it's got a little curve on the sides, because action cameras are made to be, like most of this stuff that you see the first question you have to ask is, what type of camera did they use? Did they use a GoPro? Up right off the bat. There you go. You know,
Yeah. Well, they went 53 miles up, and your field of view is going to be extremely long. But a 9mm is not something I would use in that process, let alone the photo cell that's inside of it's made for a fisheye lens to begin with. It's curved. Yeah. So they took a rectilinear lens and put that over the top of a curve. Yeah. So it's going to make it look, it's going to bend it the other way. If you look at a fisheye lens up close, you notice everything bends inward towards you, not outward. It's going to bend it the other direction.
Yeah. It pushes the center away. It pushes the center away. It's not like it's even focus from left to right or up and down. It's barreled. It's barreled. If you were to put it on a grid, the center would be pushed away from you. The outsides would be turned in. It's weird. It's weird how they. But if you type in action cameras on video from action cameras right out of the bag, I've done it because this was a theory a while ago. They all kind of have that aspect ratio. It's kind of,
anytime they move from up and down, you see them go from convex to curved downward.
Yeah.
You know, they'll flatten out
towards the edges.
Yeah, and that's just evidence to support that
aspect ratio.
That's not real physical curvature, and that's why they got their hand in a cookie jar, because they want to have boats going over curves, but the horizon's physical. It's not, It's like they can't say it's physical because the darn horizon moves, right?
Well, they'll say, "Well, are my eyes lying, JJ?" Well, your eye does the same thing.
Yeah, your eyes don't
peripheral vision.
Yeah.
So you're not
round eyeballs.
Yeah, you're not seeing everything as a flat.
I'm going to put the specs up here for you. I'll read it for you. They took a let's see, where's it at? Between 31 and 53 miles. This is from the surface. They used let's see, that's the rocket. Let's see. The payload was only like a 16th ounce of beer. That's what they were actually using, but they used a GoPro Hero 9 modified with a rectilinear lens. So why would you take a fisheye lens, like action camera, and then modify it with a rectilinear lens?
Yeah.
So you're taking the straight lines that you're going to get with the rectilinear lenses, and it's going to warp those still.
Yeah, it's lens distortion. It's caused by it's ultra wide angle fisheye lens that creates.
Well, they didn't. Well, they took that off, right? Yeah, and they put it over the top of an optics for a fisheye lens.
Yeah, it makes straight lines appear warped at the edges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I actually watched the original video.
Ultimately, I don't know if that's a false dilemma or not, or economy or whatever it is, but
dichotomy.
Dichotomy. I don't know why you would do that unless you were trying to deceive somebody, right? I mean, it's 2026. We can't just take a regular great picture, of curvature.
Well, why did they put a rectilinear lens on the camera to start with?
Yeah.
Why does we get a regular? They make sport cameras with rectilinear lenses. They could actually fitted any one of the Canons or any of the rest of them on there, and actually got a clean shot of what the horizon is at that level.
They've been caught like trying to convince us that this fisheye lens is physical curvature of the shape of the Earth, right? And half the time it's like they're not even high enough. So it's like, what is this, Planet Mexico with Baumgart? Because the curves way too dramatic half the time.
And you're looking down at a circle.
And these clowns will try to argue with us. This is the actual curve of the Earth, It's just...
Well, we put up cameras on weather balloons with rectilinear lenses, and they actually don't show any curvature. Remember, you can't even see the ground from where they are. It's just straight to the cloud line, if there is a cloud line.
Yeah, eye line.
And the horizon rises with you as well. And they'll argue, it's not eye level. Well, they're just trying to get you with technicalities because it's pretty damn close to eye level. It always is, right? It might be right under eye level, but it's always right there, It's still moving, right? Like it can't be physical if it's rising with you, regardless.
Well, it would look totally different if it was curved at the surface. It would have a totally different how you would look at it, especially if you were high up.
Well, I mean, if you were coming up from a sphere, the land would drop away from you, right?
Right. You have to look down, and it would stay down there. It would never rise with you.
Yeah.
So it's just evidence to support that it's an optic. It's not physical.
Yeah.
But
So
they want to claim
they're
both
playing with
going
you
over it is physical.
by modifying that GoPro. That just shows me that they're being dishonest too. I mean, just I think who was it? Geo, Geo, right? Anybody?
Yeah.
He actually got a guy who actually does this stuff. He's played around with it and finding out that they can distort it any way they want to. Pretty much.
Of course. Well,
And
I mean, nowadays with digital cameras, you can get the software to take out any effect you want.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think
not.
they could do a lot better job, man. We see better work in like video games and movies than the crap they show us. It's almost like mockery. I don't.
Well,
It's hard to wrap your
TFE.
head around.
Yeah, there you go.
TFE was probably the best example of them using augmented reality video game graphics. They even brought a guy down there with them who was doing Unreal Engine, and so I mean that's how they did it.
Jonathan,
they didn't see that. They just before they left, they were telling people, take a picture of the sun and send it to us. So I think that what they tried to do is get people to take a picture of the sun so they could try to get something as close as what they were seeing when the sun was up, and then try to use that as the model to have it flip back around. So I think that's exactly what they do.
That's what I think McToon built that software for McKeegan.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so we should do one of our own, and I think Carl wanted to put a balloon up where he was, didn't he, with like 4 or 5 cameras on it? Yeah. I wonder how that's going. He said he had one going, so I don't know. And Sandy's coming on right now, I think. Anybody want to go watch her later, or stay here if you want? But I'm going to have her on Monday. She's going to come over.
Oh, cool.
To this, she's going to present.
Talking about Artemis.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting her to present on. I want her to show all her slides she's got on Artemis's debunking Artemis for the most part.
That'd be cool.
It's laughable, man. There's shit that they expect us to buy, and a lot of people buy it. It's unreal, man.
Yeah. So I found this Terry Eicher put a new video out. Me and my mom watched it earlier. Say hi to Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Whenever you feel tired, just go to bed. It's late where you are. So
Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing that because I'm already not really absorbing anything you guys are saying because I'm tired. So
It's okay.
that might have something to do with it.
Yeah,
it was a pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely.
Pleasure to meet you too,
Have a good night,
guys.
Joyce.
Okay. Thank you.
Night, Mom.
Night. Bye.
Bye. That's a pleasure. So I would like to actually take a rectilinear lens and put it on a GoPro and see what it does to it. I want to see that, what happens.
Well, then you just squirreled all the questions, Roger, that you were a test tube baby.
Yeah, of course.
I've read all kinds of shit.
Carl's in the audience. There you go. Carl, he's got a link in there too. Have you seen this video yet, anybody?
I have not.
Yeah.
Do I sound okay? I'm not too loud.
You're good, dude. You're good.
Okay. My headset, the other headset died. I don't know what happened to it. The mic just stopped working. So I'm on like an old game headset that I had as like a backup. So it probably sounds a little different.
It sounds better.
So, cool. Carl says it's going to happen. He's just trying to get this weather balloon up there. Yeah. Nice. Well, this is a good video on rainbows.
They sell the kits, anybody can buy one of those. They'll go up to 135,000 feet before they pop.
Oh, yeah, the balloons.
Yeah. They sell it with the electronics and the box so that you can put the cameras in it. And it has a chute that comes out. The balloon pops. It has a chute that it pops off. It's got a GPS tracker in it.
Geez, what's that? 20 grand? 30 grand?
No, they're like $2,000. You get the big. It's not too bad. I thought of getting one.
Yeah,
I thought of getting one and not making it go up to the burst point, but kind of pulling the gas back so it doesn't burst and sits up there for a long while until it pops, just from the cold. They sell even crazier ones for $3 and $4 and $5 grand that have a hood that goes over the
more
balloon.
Advanced.
Yeah, that controls the expansion so that it can stay up there for quite a long time.
I think they got better than that. Like some of the stuff I've seen that were advertised that logical observations pointed out that they can keep them up there for 4 months at a time in a location.
Yeah, that video we were watching where they
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that they can't. You know, I've said it before because some people seem to keep poking at it about me saying stuff. I don't know why. The attention comes to me. I have no clue.
I don't know why neither.
But you know, like I have no doubt that they can't put something in, you know, in low Earth orbit or, you know, up to whatever a distance is, 200,000. You know, I'm sure that they have shit that can go up pretty high at certain locations, obviously, not in the south. But I have no doubt that they can't put something up there. I have no doubt that they can't put somebody in a pressurized, you know, cabin or whatever you want to call it. Like I have no doubt that they can do it. I'm sure they probably could. But this whole idea that they're leaving some kind of enclosed system that we're living in, it's not happening.
Nah.
Not happening.
Sandy was saying
what
there
goes up
has to be
must
one.
fall down, man. And when you say orbit, it kind of confuses me because I don't know really
What an orbit
you
is.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think of it as an orbit like it's going around. Like orb is the main word out of that. I'm not seeing it that
Yeah.
way. I'm seeing it like they could put a balloon up and they could have it just go around in circles in the jet stream, you know, at certain points where they can launch. I mean, I'm sure they could do it. I mean, it's not a problem there, but
Yeah.
the
'Cause
whole lot.
I happen to believe is there's like a toroidal magnetic field, so I that's what's causing these jet streams. Is what I don't know shit, but that's what I kind of see in my head, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like I don't think anything like I think if they send them up there and they're floating with helium, then the ground ain't moving underneath them really most of the time. I don't really think that they're just going to be circling around up there like orbiting.
Here's the deal. Take the balloon that you get from the Dollar Tree and just cut a hole in the top of it. And let me know what happens.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's kind of the idea that their mindset is thinking that is what's happening is that they think that we're on the outside of this dome, whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever shape shit you want to call it. We're not on the outside surface. We're on the inside.
We're on the
You know,
inside.
it's not a friggin' it's not a ball.
Right.
We're simply on
No.
a plane.
But it seems like the sky appears to be spherical.
Maybe
right? So
might
all
be
evidence
domed.
supports that anyway.
Yeah,
as
maybe
far
it
as
might
the
have a
sky.
domed ceiling or a pimple, as Saab says, or a blister. I mean, who knows? I don't know, and neither do
Yeah.
they. They're just
Yeah.
more believable in the fantasy land shit than than
Well,
the
yeah,
average
that's-
person who says we don't know.
That's a great segue into this video.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, here we go.
The shape
You'll
of the
get it.
rainbow. Let's put it to you that way.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And this is what Terry points out and why you get it. And he'll
Yeah,
demonstrate.
rainbows are evidence to support the dome by all means.
Yeah, and that's
I mean,
what
they
he's
can't
pointing. He just
open the portal up into nowhere land. It would suck everything right the hell out. And
Nowhere.
We'd be bye-bye. We'd be see you later. There's no opening. There's no door that you magically go out. It's like
I got a wardrobe.
I know,
Hold
but
on, I do.
like I'm
We
saying,
can go-
cut a hole in the tire and let me know what happens to the pressure. Take that freaking oxygen container and drill the hole in the top of it and let me know what happens with the pressure that's in that container. You're not going to do that. It doesn't work in any scenario that you can come up with, even underwater. Take the sub and just drill one little hole. It's ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah, pressure
And
will
imagine
be gone
hit-
in no time.
Yeah, it's
Imagine
gone
a
immediately.
micrometeor.
Yeah,
a
violently.
micrometeor hitting your space station.
Listen,
in the
I've
middle
heard
of a
stories.
vacuum. Yeah.
I've heard stories. I'm sure all of you. I'm sorry, I don't mean that we'll do this, but it's just because
It's
it
all right.
annoys me. I've heard stories about people getting sucked through spaces that were smaller than the people. Okay, from pressure, meaning the
Okay,
smaller
I
the
get you.
hole, the higher the pressure. The bigger the hole, the lower the pressure, and it lets the air out faster. The idea is that the smaller the hole you drill, the pressure through that hole is intense. I've heard stories about people, divers and stuff, getting sucked into pipes and all kinds of stuff. What do you think would happen to the gradient? What do you think would happen to the oxygen? What do you think would happen to everything in this closed system we're in? It's not something that you could just open and close at random, like it's some kind of magical portal to just, we can just go through this. It's like, no, it's closed. Otherwise, you wouldn't have this gradient. You wouldn't have the pressure. You wouldn't be breathing. You'd be dead. We all would be. Everything would be. It's
Yeah.
not just magically opens up so that you can, stick your freaking space juice out. It just doesn't work.
And that's not an opinion; it's a law of nature.
Yeah, it's just how everything works. I mean, you could do that test here and just,
Right.
create the same and say, okay, here, let's take this. What do you call it? Let's put just a pinhole in this balloon and let's see
It's
what happens.
demonstrable. It's
Yeah,
provable,
let's take the
testable,
let's take the
observable.
let's take the valve out of the basketball. Let's see what happens. Like, this is just easy shit that you should know by doing test yourself to say, okay, yeah, that doesn't work. What makes you think that this, because it's such a grand size, would not react any different? So we're not on the outside; we're on the inside. There's a difference.
Damn right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, I got a question for Kane right quick. I mean, if you're going to go in this deep into it, I would get a rectilinear camera to begin with a lens on it. But I guess it's. I don't know if you would want to modify a cheap GoPro. I don't know if GoPros are that. How much are an average GoPro?
Oh, good
$200
one,
bucks.
probably $400-500. You get real
cheap ass one for $200-300.
Yeah. You get a really good one, probably $500. Like the cream of the crop. I can look it up.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, I would get something if the look distances, especially at that height, to get a realistic view of what you're looking at instead of just going cheap like that. But I'm going to go ahead and start this
Heck yeah.
while he's looking at it. Hold on. What are you saying? Demon?
$430, $450. Hero 13. That's
the top end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the highest rated one. It's $479, $489 at Best Buy. It's the smallest one too. It's the Hero 13 Black.
Well, I'm not going to go get one. I think I'll just stick with the.
I took my camera phone.
Yeah, just get one of those eBay
My eyeballs.
for $70 and throw it up there and use some software and correct the
the
correct
distortion.
it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right. So we should take corrective software to all their footage. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, here's Terry Eicher again. I think you'll get a kick out of this, guys.
Now, I'm sure
Very
at one point in time, you've all wondered why the rainbow is arched, curved, and shaped like a dome. So, what I'm going to be showing you is how that rainbow is formed, what causes it to appear, and what causes the double rainbow to appear. Now, science will tell you that a rainbow is caused by sunlight and atmospheric conditions. Light enters a water droplet, slowing down and bending as it goes from air to denser water. The light reflects off the inside of the droplet, separating into its component wavelengths or colors. When light exits the droplet, it makes a rainbow. Now, for the most part, that's true, but what they're not telling you is that the raindrops are only there to work as a screen to capture what's being projected. Now, in order to understand this, you have to be able to understand what refraction is. Refraction, deflection from a straight path undergone by a light ray or energy wave in passing obliquely from one medium, such as air, into another, such as glass, in which its velocity is different. Now, here's an example of refraction. The white light has to pass through a prism, which is usually a glass or a crystal or a mirror, and cause the colors to come out, which, as you can see here, I'll break it down for you. The prism would be a glass of some sort, and it has to hit that glass and refract, which will make the colors, as you can see here in the rainbow. Okay, now that you understand what refraction is, I'm going to show you how this rainbow is formed. Now, what you got to tell yourself is, and we all know this, we've never seen a straight rainbow. We've never seen a vertical rainbow, a horizontal rainbow, or a diagonally shaped rainbow. It's always in the shape of an arch, a dome. So here's what you have to remember. The white light is reflecting through a prism, which has to be glass, something of a glass form. So whatever that sunlight is hitting, when you see that rainbow,
Reflective.
it's the shape of the prism that it's hitting, which is the glass firmament, the glass dome. That's why it's shaped the way it is. Now, remembering If you believe what science says, that the sunlight is refracting through the water droplets in the sky, well, the whole sky is covered with rain, not just one spot in an arch. The whole sky is covered in rain. So if you was to believe what science is saying, the sky would look like this. That would be the rainbow if we was to believe that it was refracting through all the little water drops. It would not make an arched rainbow like this right here. This is in the shape of the prism that the light is refracting from, which is the firmament, the dome. Now, the rainbow is always there. You just cannot see it unless it rains.
The raindrops act as a screen, like if you were projecting a movie. The movie could be playing through the projector all day, but if it doesn't have a screen to reflect off of, you can't see it. But what you have to realize is the rainbow is always there. Like right here, check this out. There's always a rainbow out here. Now, if I take this water hose and I turn it on a mist, that mist makes a screen of water across the air.
Yep.
And it shows the rainbow, the reflection. Notice even right here where I'm at, it's still shaped like a dome. It's rounded because that's the shape of the prism that the sun is reflecting off of to give us this rainbow. It's really, really simple.
Now, I want to pause this just for a second so you can see right here. See this white mist of water? And then you see the refracted colors in the mist of the same body of water right here. So why is this mist of the water white and this mist of the water refracting the colors? If we go by science's explanation, all these water droplets should be refracting color. It can't just choose which water droplets it's going to refract color through and be in the shape of an arch. It's a bunch of bull crap. It's refraction from the sun reflecting off of the firmament.
And like I said, it's in 3D also. You know, no matter which way you turn, that rainbow's always there as long as you got that mist of water to give you your screen. So, are you with me so far? And if you are, now I'm going to take you deeper into the rabbit hole. Okay, here we have a rainbow over the ocean. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is the reflection of the rainbow over the water. Notice how the colors are inverted, which means reversed, backwards. Notice how the colors go backwards from the original rainbow on its reflection in the water. So we know in our simple common sense that that's a reflection of the rainbow, so it automatically reverses the colors. Okay, now that you understand that, look at the double rainbow. Look at the rainbow on the outside of the original rainbow. Notice how the colors are reversed, just like they were when you seen the rainbow over water. That's because the firmament is the glass prism showing the reflection of the original rainbow. That's why the colors are backwards. Now, as you can see here, I've made a rainbow of colors on a piece of paper, but I'm showing you how the colors invert, how they reverse when I hold it in front of a mirror.
And speaking of mirror, what did Job say in Job 37:18 about the sky being a mirror?
Hast thou within spread out the sky, which is strong and as a molten looking glass?
Now, what does a molten looking glass mean in the Bible? A molten looking glass refers primarily to a biblical metaphor. Job 37:18 describing the sky as a solid, polished metal mirror. Imagine that. Now back to the double rainbow.
Therefore, proving, just like you've seen over water, when those colors are reversed, that's the reflection of the rainbow in the firmament above. Now, if we look up how to make a rainbow inside, here's what it tells us. We need a flashlight, a mirror, a pan of water, a seed.
I think we've all seen that, haven't we?
Yeah.
How to make a rainbow inside. I think
I've
we
seen
covered
him
it
do
there.
this many times. This is like a repeat of his video that he put out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He just redid it again.
He's updated it. It's all
It's
right.
actually, it's amazing video though. It's absolutely facts, man. It's good stuff.
It's not facts, it's opinions.
No, how
Opinions.
so?
Because if you go up with those rainbows are round. he says, "Oh, you've never seen them straight, long, square, or whatever." But go up with a drone and look at it. You've seen the videos of the round rainbows.
Let's see it.
Yeah, but
Haven't seen
that's from above. That's the above look at it. You're just looking at the effects
That's
of
the
light from
complete
above.
look at it, because you can't see the whole picture of it, because it's like a filament that's coming down and it's just half there. If you raise up, it turns into a circle.
Yeah, but you're looking down on that circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you see a circle. No, it completes the circle. Guys,
the ground?
skydivers see it all the time.
See it. Let's throw it up. I want to see it.
Yeah, go ahead. Grab it.
Just put up observing round rainbows on
Yeah, they're usually-
on anywhere on YouTube. They're all over the place. Come on, they've been around. We talked about this in 2017
How
at
about the
Agnostic.
fact that it's already
FPV Angel
there?
covers that all the time.
Yeah.
About the fact
Pardon me?
that it's already there, though.
FPV Angel covers that all the time.
Yeah, they're round. You want to sit there and
Sundog.
and make it go to be, what's that called when you try to get something to prove your theory? You want it so bad you make it fit your theory.
No,
Sundog.
you're mad about the
That's a
firmament. I
fallacy.
get it, dude. Yeah.
The fallacy.
About the what?
You're mad about the
Firmament.
firmament. You don't believe in the firmament. We know.
No, I didn't say I don't believe in firmament. I just saying it's not. He talks to as it's a fact, and it's not a fact. Just like JJ said, it's a fact. It's not a fact.
Some of it is. I mean, there's.
Well, what's a fact?
Like the rainbow's already there. Like it just needs a background for starters.
Needs
right?
the moisture.
Yeah, and it's not like I love the fact that he said about it's not rainbows or raindrops reflecting it, because you'd see rainbows all scattered everywhere because the whole sky's the rain. Why would it just pick which raindrops to use to make a rainbow? I love that. That's facts.
That's on a pre-assumption that he believes that the firmament is causing. That's a pre-assumption.
Well, I'm not talking about whether it's firmament or not. I'm just saying that in itself, that's a
It's
fact.
reflected. It's a reflected.
It's not coming from what they're saying. The main
And
thing.
and so it's gonna come from what he's saying, that it's coming from a firmament. I mean,
Right.
that's just going from one
I
BS
get
to another
because
BS.
I'm just saying it's not coming from the. It's a false
Okay.
dichotomy. Like you know what I'm saying. To
Now
say that
let's
that's
take
the
a
only
look at
problem.
this. We'll see what they're talking about with a 360 rainbow with the skydivers. This is
Yeah.
a prime example. Now look at the rainbow from what they're looking at. They're looking straight down onto the rainbow.
That's a GoPro. See how it's distorted?
Yeah.
See the circle? It
Yeah, but that's
completes.
coming from above, dude.
That doesn't. That's because you're at ground level. Your perspective, you can't see that. You have to raise above that.
That's just the angle where you're looking at. So, like, if you're looking at straight to the horizon, seeing a rainbow, you're seeing it come from the side. What they're looking at the moisture from the air, from the light coming from above. It's projected down.
Oh, so now
That's
the
projected
firmament's
to the sky.
a circle.
The firmament is a circle, dude. According to the Bible, if you ever read it, dude, I'm telling you right
Choose your
now.
position.
Yeah.
Stand on the
Yes.
ground and it's half a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not and then you're saying, it's
It's
off
not
the
completed
dome
on the
that-
horizon, dude. Yeah, it's the dome that's causing this projection onto the moisture, dude.
So you really believe the dome is causing that?
Absolutely.
Reflected.
That's
Something
Yeah.
mirrored.
I haven't done it, but
filament.
they've-
That's
they've
like
made
a ray of
rainbows
light that has a
indoors
hole in it.
in
Filament would cause
warehouses,
that?
and they had to put mirrors on the ceiling to get it to work, to show up
Yeah.
at all.
You have to have a reflection, obviously.
You have to have a mirror involved.
Yeah.
Above
And
you.
the double rainbow was kind of interesting as well, because it's reversing the color, so it has to be mirrored as well again, right?
Yeah,
There
reflected.
you go.
Obviously. I mean, they have sun dogs, and a sun dog is doing the exact same thing. You're looking at the.
We're not
window.
trying to argue with you, Harmon. Like
No,
we
we're
don't
not.
know
No.
either.
No, you guys are stating it as a fact instead of this is what I think.
Well,
That's the only problem I have. You guys say it's a fact.
What I
It's a
just
fact.
said, like you can make a rainbow indoors in a warehouse, but you need to have a mirrored ceiling.
Yeah.
It has to be.
No,
reflected.
I respect what Harmon's saying, man, because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
we don't
I
know
respect
shit,
you,
man.
Harmon. And we
No,
don't
we
know,
don't know
but
shit.
we're willing to speculate.
There.
We've
were
been
you-
here a year ago. We talked the same subject. Or maybe a little over a year. So it doesn't matter. I just say, and then the thing you guys get.
It is evidence of a firmament. I'll tell you that. And
You can
that
say
means-
evidence. You can say
Yeah,
evidence all day.
evidence.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Whatever
we're
it
not
is,
gonna
it's
prove a
reflective
firmament.
because it
But
wouldn't work. if it
again, you
wasn't.
always say that we have to have a container because we have air pressure. But then I always
Okay.
say to you, when we go back to circle, I said, man cannot create a gradient. You cannot recreate what nature has naturally. Man can't make it.
In order to have nature to begin with, you have to have containment, Harmon.
Where
Everything.
are you telling nature what it has to have?
Because
It's law-
it's the laws of nature. It's the natural
No,
laws
there
of
is no.
gases. Have you
So
ever
you're
looked
saying
at
the
the gas
thermal law?
law?
That's man's
We're not-
written law. It's not
No,
nature.
we're not-
Well, there's
No,
laws of
there's
nature
laws
that
of
exist
nature.
before. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what man says
mean,
or
everything is a
makes the
container.
law. It's
You're
just,
living
it
in
is
a
what it
container.
is. That's
Your
the law
body's
of
a
nature.
container.
Yeah.
Everything
You
is-
agree that the air gets thinner as it goes up.
But we
Sure
haven't been
seems
up
that
so
way.
high. We've only been up so, and they're lying about how high they go. You know that already, Harmon.
I've already told you we can't go past 50,000 feet with any aircraft.
Yeah, the whole point is that, like, if we could get higher, we could actually determine this on our own. And even their missiles are claiming they're shooting at the firmament. I don't think they get that high and explode. If that they and from what they did with Operation Fishbowl to Dominic and all that stuff, they're hitting something. It obviously triggered the mechanism before it got too hot to begin with.
Are you sure about that number, Harmon? 50,000?
No,
I thought it
I'm
was
saying-
70,000.
No, it's about 50,000 right around there. Nothing, as far as I've looked, the only thing that's gone higher than, let's say, 60 at the most is the balloons. The balloons have gotten up to 126,000 feet.
At the end
When
of the day, we
Mythbusters
can't
did
be
that thing, and they were
100%.
trying to say they were seeing curvature. The plane that they were in, they were saying they were at 70,000. I'm sure of that.
SR-71 is on an
I know they
operational
claim
scale
it's 70,
80 days.
but
Yeah,
there's
I don't
no
know if it's
distance.
true or not, dude. I'm just saying.
Right.
No,
that's the number
they've
they
said
give.
that. Yeah, they just had a report the other day that the the SR-72. Oh, he just saw something at 78,000 feet. I said, no, he didn't. You know, it just doesn't
Yeah,
go.
that was bullshit when he
We
was
can't prove any of it, regardless of whether it fits
So-
our
Yeah,
perspective
they-
or
I
theirs.
don't, okay, real quick. I got one subject I was going to try to get into with you guys a couple days ago, but when that thing landed, the Artemis,
When
and I
the
looked
CPI
up a couple of things that they're saying. They said it. So I looked it up what NASA says. And when it enters back into the Earth's atmosphere and the heat shield starts glowing, right? So it's at 75 miles, they say at the beginning, but they'll still say the Kármán line's at 62 to enter our Earth's atmosphere. So they were going 25,000 miles an hour at the 75-mile mark, right? So I looked it up on the calculator and stuff. How long? Okay, 75 miles. It traveling 25,000 miles an hour. How long would it take you to travel 75 miles and going 25,000 miles an hour?
well, seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds. 10
and
seconds.
how long did it take them? 2 days?
6 minutes. They
No,
said.
to land, it took 13 minutes or something
Slow
to get down.
motion.
So here they are entering to our place going 25,000 miles an hour. Okay, let's say it slows to 20. And then I looked at 20 at 65 miles an hour, right? And it takes 11 seconds. So
It's
how
trying to
would they
fi-
stop?
Hey, Harmon,
Huh?
it's like trying to figure out how cartoons work, bro. You
It,
know?
it just does. 'Cause that's
You
yeah,
get
that's
real
draw it
here,
any
dude.
way you want it
Human
to.
beings are not going to go 25,000 miles an hour and live to fucking talk about it.
No.
I'll tell you that.
JJ,
And
how
stop
does-
it.
Stop. Yeah.
How does
And
the
And you
rock
sure as
not
hell
hit
aren't
the
going to pull a
roadrunner?
parachute at that kind of speed.
Yeah, that's
neither.
a good question. Acme.
No.
Right. And so
Right.
then I asked how they
Acme.
slowed down. And they said, well, the heat shield goes away.
They skipped-
It
they said
burns
they
away.
skipped- for the first time, they skipped off the atmosphere to slow themselves down.
No,
they-
not on this one. That was on the 22.
No.
They didn't skip. This one, they
Yeah, this
first.
one they didn't.
This is the first one they came straight through.
Oh,
Oh
cool
yeah.
story.
Okay.
People on it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but they skipped her, and I asked how they says the air brakes it. It's they were calling air brakes that breaks and slows it down. Okay,
Flap their wings.
now this
Thank
goes to
goodness
my.
they got
Remember when
higher.
I told you how high man can go, and I did all the helicopter stuff and how much they hover? Well, and I found out that the parachutes don't open till about below 10,000 feet to really hold air. So
Right.
their
And what
first
speed?
drag chutes they released them at, so all this miles, 75 miles, they didn't release it till 20,000 feet. So when you saw those
Right.
drag chutes, that was at 20,000 feet.
Yeah.
And then
It's all bullshit.
there's two
man. You
stories.
keep bottom-
One that they opened the main chutes at 8,000 feet. And then the other one was, there's two stories out there and from NASA at 5,400 feet. at going 300 miles an hour when they opened up those
full
chutes
story.
at that.
Yeah, try
These
that
same
trick.
people told us they parachuted on Mars.
Right.
Okay, same people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
With
I just saying that's
5,000
why
degree-
I
with
liked it that
5,000
it
degree
did that.
capsule lands in the cold ocean and doesn't give off any steam.
No steam.
Well, they
Yeah.
explained that one away. They said the
Yeah.
heat shield, when it comes through, it serves its purpose. It erodes and it goes away, so it's not hot anymore.
It's biodegradable
Oh, perfect.
instantly.
Yeah, so the
It
heat
takes
shield
the
just
steam
goes
with it.
away,
Of course, yes.
and then the air slows us down the rest away. Anyway, I just thought
those
that's
guys are so smart.
okay, Captain. We're going 25 miles an hour. The Earth's coming in close, Captain. We're a minute away. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We're 30 seconds away. It's okay. Okay. We're 10 seconds and we're still going full speed. Okay, we'll start putting the brakes on now at 25. That's what you have to believe.
No, I don't believe that at all. And come over here Monday night. I'm going to have Sandy come over do a presentation on Artemis. She's got some real good points she did on her stream the other night. Yeah, like the actual heat signature of the capsule, what it do when it hit the water. We got no steam. The temperature of the actual capsule was so hot it would evaporate anything.
Isn't that thing made out of aluminum?
Oh,
Plus,
yeah,
if we
I
cook
think it
everything
is.
inside,
Aluminum is
dude,
a natural
they'd all be
heat
boiled
sink.
eggs, dude.
It's made out of CGI pixel.
Yeah, who was it? D-Man or JJ just said it's cartoons. They can make it do whatever they want.
JJ.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a cartoon. I said that's what I've told people when I get into them talking when they bring it. I said I'd rather believe in the Spider-Man or Superman comics. They're more real.
Yeah, Santa Claus, brother.
Okay, so I just want to touch back on the rainbows for a minute. Okay,
I apologize. I didn't mean to change it.
Oh no, I want to get back. I just want to get like you were making a point. Like let's say the incident angle of where the rainbow would be projected from the reflective surface from above, it would do a 360. But if the sun's coming in at an angle from the side, it would actually give you a half arc.
Yeah.
So that's why you would get
on
both.
the observer's position.
Yeah, well, you're standing on the ground, so it's relative to your position.
Well, there's another video that shows a guy with a drone on the ground looking at a rainbow that's on the ground, and as he goes up, it just completes the circle. It's on the bottom of it's touching the ground now, and that one going for a parachuter looking down. That's a circle, but when the guy does with the drone and rises up, you see the whole thing complete.
Yeah, well, I see what you're saying with the drone too. It's very plausible that the instant angle of the sun, you're up higher from the horizon, so it will complete a full circle. The sun is a circular object, right? And if it's reflecting its light off of the mirrored part of it, it would do a full circle from the side. But I mean, where you're looking at it from here, you would actually get half of it. Somebody else is trying to get
what
in.
about parallel light beams? I thought we had.
Oh yeah, what about that? Yeah.
It says that it's caused
that's a real thing.
I just did a quick search, and it says that it's caused by refracting, reflecting, and dispersing inside spherical water droplets, sending light at a specific angle, 42 degrees. It says the circle is centered around the shadow of your head, known as the anti-solar point. It says they appear as arches because the ground typically blocks the bottom half. So it says a video shows how the rainbow is formed in interaction with sunlight and raindrops, and we already know that. But I know that, because you're standing on the ground, so it's perspective from where you are.
Yeah, we can't recreate it without a mirror in an enclosed surface.
Yeah, so
that would be
it would have to be reflected above it. So it would have whatever is above our heads is reflective.
We need to build a big warehouse with a dome ceiling so we can play with moving the light source around.
We have a Jedi in the building, guys. Hold on.
Sweet.
No, we like Jedis. He's got a white brick wall though. JJ, what do you say about that?
Oh shit!
That's a red flag.
Captain Onion sucks.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the honey sauce. Andrew, you here?
No spin.
Oh, I am here.
Straight out of biscuit rehab. Andrew, how you feeling?
What's up, Andrew?
I'm pretty good because it never happened. So that's
Okay, all right.
You have to
You're not
admit,
well, actually, when I was dropped out of the back of a C-130, I was a little nervous at the beginning, but then I realized, it's no big deal.
Yeah, that velocity when they jump out of the back of the thing, it's incredible, isn't it? I know a few people have done that jump, man. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I asked you yesterday if you were going to be going live, and you said no, but you said today that you are, and here you are. So
It's Andrew Appreciation Night, and I didn't even know it.
Yep, there we go.
I'm a fucking Jedi. You better.
I'd get a second opinion on that part.
Andrew.
What is a Jedi, Andrew? Let's hear your definition.
Whatever I want it to be.
Lightsaber wielder.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want it to be?
Yeah. He controls the Force, dude. He has the Force.
Magical? Like master?
Yeah, I have the Force. I forget what are the. I don't know.
You're the light bearer, dude.
You're a Jedi.
I just goof around once in a while. I don't really know what a Jedi is. Okay.
Hey, Andrew, did your friend get out of jail? You know, that guy that we used to follow get out of jail?
Skyler, yeah. He's been out for like close to 2 months.
Oh, really? That long?
Yeah, Skyler, yeah.
How's he, Justin? Everything's going good?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay, I just worried about him.
Yeah,
well,
back soon.
Papa Harmon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, D-Man.
You can contact him. He's. I don't use Telegram pretty much anymore at all, but he's on Telegram.
I've seen him.
He's going to start doing streams again at some point. Once you get 3 years in the penitentiary, it's kind of hard to
adjust. Yeah.
I guess.
Well, yeah, it takes adjustment when he has
30 days in a hole.
Family.
I bet he had to read a lot, though. He had to learn. I would think he took a lot. The way he is, he had read a lot of books while he was in there.
I sent him around 30 books. So, yeah.
Ooh.
He read a lot of fucking books.
Sure, it wasn't 33, Andrew?
I don't think it could have been.
Okay. Nobody's counting.
That's funny.
Not JJ.
I'm not.
Yeah, he's just working on reestablishing.
I'm a comedian, man. This is all entertainment purposes only.
Only.
All right. No problem. So I'm going to share my screen.
All right.
As soon as
That's perfect. I needed a new screen.
One quick thing before Andrew shares.
Yes,
it
sir.
says, oh shit. It says specific conditions must be met. The sun must be behind you, rain or mist in front, and you must be at high elevation, unobstructed spot like a plain or a high mountain.
Write that down, Harmon.
All right, write it down.
So the sun has to be behind you. And
hey,
rain
we know
and
your
mist in front.
short-term memory loss is
Otherwise,
real,
you won't
bro.
see the circle.
What's my name, Harmon? That's what I thought. Too
Sir.
long.
It's sir.
Too long. Took you too long to answer.
It's
You
Captain
failed.
JJ. Get it right, man.
Captain JJ.
Captain,
your pilot.
ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
Hey, I get to see JJ this next Sunday.
Oh, yeah, I know. I heard. Good luck.
JJ in that poker room is closed down. It's not closed down for repairs, for remodeling.
That's it. You're just gonna have to play Boggle with Harmon.
Oh, no.
I do play Boggle.
Heads up, 7-Up.
How about Yahtzee? It'd be even funner. Okay.
I play Boggle on my phone every day.
Andrew's going into the video, guys. Here he goes.
Okay, it's not too long.
All right.
I'll pause it whenever you want, but this is something. It's a little bit retro stuff.
3 hours.
Think about it.
Does it mention Al Baruni at all?
Al Baruni?
Yeah.
I don't know. It might, but
I doubt it. An 11th century mathematician. No, I don't think it does.
Yeah, I know. Baruni is.
Oh, look him up.
Everyone's seen this.
Orion is getting ready to launch.
You know it's legit by the music.
Damn straight.
Oh yeah, the music. Dun, 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 dun.
My name is Kelly Smith, and I work on navigation and guidance for Orion. Orion is NASA's next-generation spacecraft. Built with versatility in mind, it can take astronauts deeper into space than we've ever gone before, to an asteroid or even onto Mars. For these missions, Orion has to be one tough spacecraft, withstanding high speeds, searing temperatures, and extreme radiation. Before we can send astronauts into space on Orion, we have to test all of its systems. And there's only one way to know if we got it right: fly it in space. For Orion's first flight, no astronauts will be aboard. The spacecraft is loaded with sensors to record and measure all aspects of the flight in every detail. It all begins with launch aboard a Delta IV Heavy rocket.
Big ass balloon.
It's floating.
As it punches into Earth orbit, Orion will jettison its...
Notice they always have to cut to CGI. Every single time.
Well, yeah, their camera guy can't keep up.
I know.
I know. That's the other thing I'm also very pissed off about. Is like, wait a second, is there a helicopter or an airplane going at the exact same speed and elevation?
Well, yeah. Plus you have the perspective from the guy they left on the moon. He can take shots from up there.
And they do it not just going up, also going down. It's like, wait a
That's
second.
weird,
Hold on a
isn't it?
second.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. It's a
we're
card
not
trick.
buying it.
Show me how it works.
Yeah, of course.
And by the way, if you guys ever want to see a card trick or something like that, I'm gonna work on doing that because I'm pretty fucking good at card tricks.
Are you? Can you do magic too? Yeah.
I can do a lot of magic tricks. Yeah. I mean,
You remind me, my cousin's like that. He actually does the Pepsi can trick where he actually closes the can and it has Pepsi in it again after he pours it all out. And I'm like, how do you do that, man?
oh yeah, I don't know every single magic trick, but I know a lot. But
pretty
anyways, now looking at this right here, just in the pause. Now this is like I don't even. All right, I'm just gonna. It just pisses me off the more I try to explain it. Here we go.
That's what it looks like to me.
The space dildo penetrating, Uranus.
Lovely.
It's sick, man. People are
That
evil.
one looks like it will hurt.
Oh my god, that would pulling
business.
It's got barbs on
pulling
the
out,
end.
showing at someone like, hey Andrew, I'm your doctor. I'm gonna do a rectal inspection, like, and they pull something like that out. I'll be like, I'm leaving. So, anyways, this is again retro from 2014, and it has to do with the actual Artemis nonsense that just happened. It's essentially just keeping people on the treadmill of nonsense.
Yeah,
and
Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to ask you. When I remember about that time, didn't they make an announcement that the atmosphere of the Earth goes beyond the moon? I remember that kind of about that time.
Yeah.
That was in 2018. They made that 18 or 19. They made that when it goes beyond the moon. Like it goes out to 304. It might be 333,000 miles. I don't know, but I know it's over 300,000 miles now.
Good number. Yeah.
So they kept the moon at the same distance, but
halfway to 666.
Well, what they did is the reason they said it when the scientists came out 2018 or 19 and said that. I remember reading an article. They said it because it will explain why maybe the flag moved on the moon. Is that because there is some atmosphere?
It's called moving the flag post or the flag.
Yeah, the goalpost. Yeah, the goalpost.
There you go. Yeah.
People
You're 100% right, JJ.
Yeah.
Are supposed to be like the most intelligent people that can ever get hired for a position like that, and they make the dumbest mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, come on.
And all of Neil deGrasse's theories and Michio Kaku's are actually validated through science.
I'm going to keep playing this, though. Here we go. This is, again, retro. Some people probably haven't seen it. Let's find out.
Launch abort system. The abort system is a safety feature designed to pull Orion and its crew out of danger if there were a problem with the rocket during ascent. Orion's journey is just beginning. As the spacecraft and the upper stage begin their first lap around Earth, Mission Control in Houston is monitoring the progress of the flight. Orion's over 100 miles up and going about 17,000 miles per hour. Just as it passes over the Indian Ocean, we lose communication.
Andrew, hold on a second.
This is expected.
Now, what's wrong with India's Ocean? Why does it lose communication there in particular? I mean, they're excellent with communication and telecommunication skills there. I'm pretty sure they have technology that can actually communicate with the Orion capsule over the Indian Ocean. What's particular about the Indian Ocean?
It's called.
That's a great question. I have no fucking clue.
I could tell you why. Because all the communication is ground-based. It's all via towers, and it's not, your so-called satellites.
I get you.
They don't have them hovering over that area, so that's why you lose connection.
This makes the story more interesting.
As far as I know, according to my military background, there's a location in the middle of the Indian Ocean known as Diego Garcia, and that is an island about the size of Maui. It's a real small island, and they have a military airfield there, radio communication towers. I've never been there, but my uncle was stationed there before he retired from the Navy. And that's the limitation. And then there's also the Philippines and different locations that put radio communication towers are line of sight. Radio signals don't curve.
No,
they're line of sight.
Flat Earth evidence, by all means.
Yeah.
It has to be topographical for us to send those waves that far.
Well, wait a minute, JJ. I got a cure for it. We can change the word level to bending to the surface of the Earth.
The parabolic.
Oh, bendy. Oh, I like that one.
Parabolic level.
It's like Futurama.
Oxymoron.
Yeah.
Called the oxymoron, dude.
There's the oxymorons all around me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually another good punk band if you like punk music. Oxymoron.
I gotta look them up.
About
Roger, I know because you're into that kind of stuff like I was. I still am, but yeah, Oxymoron.
I like a lot of other genres too. I like some metal.
I
even listen to some blues.
When these guys took off and they went around the Earth twice, how come there's no footage of like everybody around the Earth, like showing, hey, we see them, we're over here, like once they took off, then nobody ever saw them again, but yet they circled Earth twice?
There's going to be a very easy excuse utilized for that.
High.
Where are all the people that were like filming the moon and watching this thing go past and around it? Where's all that footage?
I don't know. There isn't any.
Oh, there isn't any.
Well, I heard Craig say that they actually tracked it with ham radio, with the radio signals. That's how they know it was
they
there.
just bounce a laser off it like
that was Craig.
Craig
said that.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to keep playing this. This is just something to understand and comprehend that this was 12 years ago that this video was put out, and it's directly associated with this whole bullshit Artemis thing.
Yeah, the communications link we have through satellites to Orion is momentarily lost, but Orion continues to receive and process data. Its computers can handle 480 million instructions per second. Imagine you are traveling with Orion as the flight test continues. One orbit completed. Time to go. The upper stage of the rocket fires again. Like the setup for a roller coaster ride, this is the big climb we've been waiting for. We are headed 3,600 miles above Earth. 15 times higher from the planet than the International Space Station. As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Naturally, we have to pass through this danger zone twice, once up and once back. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. For this flight, it's time to head home. The upper stage of the rocket triggers separation. Orion's jets fire to turn it into the proper position to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. No matter what happens now, we're coming in. 75 miles above Earth, the spacecraft enters the atmosphere. Things happen quickly. We're now traveling more than 20,000 miles per hour. Air particles pushed out of the way heat up. An envelope of hot plasma surrounds the vehicle as it plummets towards Earth. The plasma reaches temperatures of 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, almost twice as hot as molten lava. This may be the most dangerous part of the flight. Mission Control is monitoring all...
Andrew, hold on.
No. Yes, sir.
Molten lava and aluminum mixed. I mean, twice as hot as... I mean, what would happen if...
It would create a vapor.
Really good aluminum.
It's a vapor. That's all that would happen.
This is all possible because
and like
monitoring it. That's
all right. Like I said, it's only 10 seconds from hitting the Earth.
I look at this now as comedy. I'm not looking at this as something like. Well,
I look at it like mockery because it's an insult to your intelligence, and these things have implications and ramifications with our children and the future of humanity. It's not a game, you know.
Not a game.
This is serious shit. But they treat us like children by playing with toys. How about let's have an adult conversation about traveling to space instead of treating us like 5-year-olds?
Yeah.
How about that? It's an adult thing. It's not for the kids.
Yeah, I got another announcement to make right quick. By the way, Craig is now a jet engineer. He's worked on jet engines and he understands how jet propulsion works. He made this announcement too.
Really?
On his, I tell you, he's been a nuclear engineer on the sub. He's also been a radar man, and now he's worked on jet propulsion systems.
He cleans tools. If you know what I mean.
Well, he knows that airliners aren't full of fuel, then.
So, Andrew, did you hear me when I said earlier that when they enter the Earth's atmosphere at 25,000 miles an hour, that it's 10 seconds from impact to 25,000 miles an hour? Did you hear me talk about that before you got on?
Yes, I did.
Okay. That's all I just want to make sure.
So I got a question. How fast does Santa travel?
I don't know, man.
Way faster. He's got to get down every chimney, dude.
Yeah, there's basically an actual Santa tracker.
Same equivalence, right? Like entertaining that they're traveling.
If I may, I just want to get like through this retro video, and then.
All right, but see how this shit's based off of 100% fallacies, right? Like he's telling you like these are facts. Like we got to do this, we got to do that. Van Allen belt this, and we got to come through it twice. And
I don't think the Van Allen belt exists.
Well, we don't. These guys are compulsive liars, right? But I mean, it's information to know your enemy by all means. Don't get me wrong.
They always slip the word imagine in there for you too.
Yeah, imagine you flying with the Orion. Imagine you having a slowdown. Imagine you are on this flight. Imagine this isn't real and that we're all just in a simulation. Imagine. Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
That's it.
The data from the spacecraft, and then we lose communication again. No data can penetrate the plasma. Orion is on its own. Orion is inside a fireball. Onboard systems ignite jets to keep the ship pointed correctly, so the specially constructed heat shield takes the full brunt of the inferno. This is the largest heat shield of its kind ever made. Orion's computers command the spacecraft to bank like an airplane, keeping a precise path to the landing site. Even though we've slowed from 20,000 miles per hour to about 300 miles per hour,
hold on.
We're still traveling amazingly.
What are they using to steer this thing with? How are they steering it like a jet?
What's the propulsion pushing it?
Giant ducks strapped to the back.
Magic.
Oh, okay. Just like Santa. Okay.
They're monitoring
they don't have any problems. It goes right every time, dude.
That's what does it.
They know exactly what they're going to encounter, and they're ready for it.
You can tell very obviously. I just paused it. You can tell that there's layers to this.
Yeah, well, it's cartoons, bro. But besides that, dude, it's like a raindrop shape, dude. So raindrops don't fall with the point down. So, duh. You know?
Yeah, okay.
Guys,
it's like a raindrop.
Wake up, guys. You know,
I did recall what they told me about Santa's speed. He does it at a blink of an eye.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah, dude.
all right.
Teleportation, probably.
Yeah.
Man, it
So-
sure don't seem that fast when he's on the radar, though. It's weird.
I know.
Don't add up.
One thing I would recommend for everyone to do is to take a course or just get Photoshop or some sort of a similar program, and then from like Blender, even these are all open source programs. There's free online courses for it, and figure out how exactly you can do it with your eyeball. How can you distinguish this, which is obviously CGI from 12 years ago?
No course needed.
Yeah, no course needed. But when you have a more trained eye, you'll be able to figure it out easier.
I think it's real easy, man. I think more and more people are waking up to it too, because it's almost mockery. Like they want us to know they do better in some of the games and shit than they do on this crap. You know.
That's
I'm going to give you one hint right here. Okay, and then I'm going to keep playing it.
All right.
So this alleged Orion, whatever the fuck it is, the sharp edges around the obstacle, this thing, the circle.
Yes, sir.
Sharp edges is a clear. It's because it was cropped and added in, and then they had deletions removed.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's we're going to be going over that with Sandy on Monday, so you should come over and watch that too. Yeah,
and it's quite obviously they have an easy out here because I don't think they're trying to present this as being real, like
actual.
You know,
It's
it's just trying to show you an example of what it's happening.
Well, some people think it was.
Well, yeah,
what space really looks like. Watch the movie Gravity. They nailed it in that movie. Like if space was real, that's probably what it would be like.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones I've seen.
In reality, we get cartoons, but the movies they make it look pretty real.
They actually show you Gravity. Just go on YouTube, Gravity, like behind the scenes, how they show you how it was actually filmed.
Yeah,
and yeah,
I beta tested Eve.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that
online.
All right, I'm gonna keep sharing this.
All right. Go for it.
Fast. We must slow down to safely land in the ocean. Luckily, we have parachutes. Specially designed for Orion, the parachutes help us hit the brakes, but not too quickly. One day people will be aboard, so deceleration must happen in stages to keep things comfortable for the crew. The forward bay cover jettisons. Two drogue chutes deploy and slow the returning spacecraft down to 175 miles per hour. Then, the three main parachutes open. Once fully engaged, this canopy would cover an American football field.
Holy fucking it's parachute!
It takes parachutes this size and strength to slow our descent to 20 miles per hour, and then splashdown.
And dropped on the concrete.
For this first flight, we won't have astronauts inside, but we still have some very precious cargo. The flight data from this mission is stored inside the Orion spacecraft. While our flight might be over, there is still a lot of work to do. Onboard sensors recorded every detail from launch, to flying in space, to re-entry, to landing.
That data should be all at mission headquarters, right?
Here's the thing that I find really just weird. It's a montage of them just showing a bunch of people in white suits that are allegedly supposed to be in some sort of a clean room and working on something.
Predictive programming, and
they got like duct tape over everything.
It's like just the music alone. It's like this is serious shit, right? Why do you need this thriller music to be interested in? So if it was real, right? They got to try to sell it to you just in your emotions. They want you emotionally attached to their deception.
It's a theater.
That's all it is. It's a fucking dog and pony show, man.
But again,
something like that.
This is a retro back to 2014 2014. So they're showing the same shit to us
Yeah, it's all
now.
scripted. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
scripted. You know,
Nothing's
just like
different.
The Simpsons or the Illuminati
nothing
card
different to
game
show
back
us.
in the
It's
Illuminati
not like
card
they can
game was
show us real
early
shit. They don't have real shit.
1990s.
Mm-hmm.
You seen the Illuminati card game, Andrew?
I have.
He has one at the house.
I
No,
do.
I'm serious question. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I've read all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, like how is that possible unless it's all scripted? They got a bullet whizzing by Trump's ear, and he's saying
No.
enough's
No.
enough. What?
That was staged.
I mean, it all is. This is early 90s, these card games.
Well, you might call those cards the Bible then. They know everything just like the Bible.
Right.
It's just
Well,
showing
yeah.
you. It's all
There you
scripted.
go.
Once you
No,
understand we've been in
The
a
Bible's
reset,
scripted too.
they
Scripted.
get to write everything. You know, it's his story, right? And they get to write what happens from then on too in the way they want it. That's why they reset us.
All right, this has got like 30 seconds
Simple.
left.
Go
Let it
ahead.
rip.
Kill it.
All right, you can stop then.
Flight tests are difficult and complex, but they give us confidence that the systems we have designed work under real flight conditions. It's great to be a part of this first space flight for Orion, and we're looking forward to beginning a new chapter in human space exploration.
Good job.
Go NASA, go baby.
Do something productive.
Shout out to the fellows in the chat as well, Jeff and
Fuck NASA.
Joe.
Hey, Jeff.
Knows.
Yeah.
That guy
Or
probably
is it
could
haters?
have cooked a boiled egg.
That was an excellent video, I'm telling you. And Mark Sargent put that up. I saw his little thumbnail on the side.
Listen, Andrew, they're up there saving your life every day, making Velcro.
Show some respect. Yeah.
Well, then I apologize.
Yeah.
We're right.
Well, on that same note, I got another video off of BitChute that Man of Stone did that has another connotation to it, but it's not scripted neither. And they actually use Blender as a software program to demonstrate their thesis. So, you guys up for
Are
it?
you convinced yet, JJ?
Absolutely. Yes. And just as I'm still trying to learn Blender better. It's a 3D modeling.
Yeah, I'm real familiar with that.
software
I've got a
that is
background in
open
3D
source.
modeling and animation. Blender's the
Yeah.
most confusing of all the 3D software I've ever used, dude. I'm really good with 3D Studio and Lightwave and Imagine and Aladdin 4D and a few others. But Blender, man, I tell you what, Blender is like a deep dive study every time you go to use it. And every time they change the version, it's almost like starting over. It's bad news.
Yeah,
But it's
that's why
powerful.
it's open source. It's free.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, or you guys want to watch this? Here we go.
Yeah.
Holler, stop if you got something to say. You know, here it goes.
Who just popped?
Yeah, we're nearly 25 minutes in. We might as well get
Yeah. Let's get on.
Let's kick it off here.
All right, Stone. Yeah, the floor is yours, brother. Go ahead.
Right on,
Give
gang.
us another.
25 people in here, not too bad. Thanks for coming, y'all. Good to see Mark Sargent, DJ Curious, very impressive. Yay. All right, so anybody who hasn't done it already, at the top of the center, there's a Dropbox.com link, or bug over to the room chat and scroll up a bit to my post. You punch the Dropbox.com link there to pull down the PDF that I put together for tonight so you guys can all follow the bouncing ball in detail for those who have not yet watched the two videos in question. Pull my one up. Here we go. First off, in that PDF as well, at the end of it, you'll see my BitChute and Telegram links to get a hold of me, get more information, see the other things I've produced and stuff. So let's bug right into it. That's page 1 of the PDF. And second half of page 1, we're looking at 2 hypothesis statements, one rephrased. And we're paying a little bit of homage to Dr. Mark Heffron here regards the null hypothesis strategy. The original premise of his tactic is where instead of proving H1, which is what all the flat earth people are interested in doing, we are going to falsify H0. Just a little piece of logical trade-off strategy that seems to work pretty well in most cases. But in this particular scenario, we're going to achieve both because we will be relying strictly on the empirical, I should say, the empirical. We're examining, we're conversating and examining. We're examining what is observed. And we're using no special instruments, no special tools. We're just using some basic math, stuff you learned in high school, hopefully, in the angular analysis of the measurements that are taken in this exercise. So as far as hypothesis 0, as H0 goes, Globius.
So has everybody got that?
I got my pencil.
All right. So what they're doing a hypothesis. Well, does the sun appear to revolve around a spherical Earth, or a spherical Earth appears to rotate in relation to the sun? These are the two premises.
I gotcha.
H1 is the first one they're going to try to debunk or prove, right? The sun appears to rotate above the flat Earth. Here we go.
Y'all can have it. You can have it either way, as long as you're sticking with spherical in the statement. That seems to be the general bias to what you guys are after. And the flat earthers, conversely, they're just using the one statement because it says it all. And of course, as it says there, only one of those two can be true. It either does one or the other. And again, we are going to be relying on only simple geometric truth and the strictly empirical. So as I'm delivering what I'm doing here, if Elon fails to make good on delivery of any of the packets I'm sending your way, speak up and I will repeat for sake of clarity and everybody understanding exactly where we're at. So everybody got your PDF open? Let's bug down to page 2, where we start to spell out the two scenarios behind those two hypothetical statements. As far as the starting point goes here in the first frame, this is a reference to a video done by a guy by the initials of WJB. And he has a YouTube channel and has for a number of years. 3 years ago, he put one out on the channel. And the channel is called Shadow Reveal, REVEAL, as in reveal the trick.
This is a good play.
Okay, so in his video, he shows a modeling of the two examples of the two statements I laid out on page 1. And in the first frame of both examples, you're looking at them here from 3 years ago. So I think, overall, WJB did a really good job in that video, but he didn't provide, and this is just purely an option in regard to a decision that he made in production, to not provide a graphic specifically to explain the difference in the sun's movement from model to model. He just threw in a text explanation and just kind of went with it. And I guess he saved himself a little effort. But I think just to be complete and more fully fill in this picture of where the sun is, what it's doing, and what's different between the two, I'm setting up these two graphics here. In the Globe example, the sun is much farther away in the modeling in regard to its movement and position relative to the house in both cases. So treat the downward movement.
Can I point out one thing, though? In their model, all the light coming from the sun appears parallel, right?
Yes.
It has to. It wouldn't reach us
in their model, it has
from
to.
that distance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't match reality.
Which is stupid, directional, but
You wouldn't have crepuscular rays. How do you explain the crepuscular rays?
You can't. Not without a
It
local
bounces
source.
off the atmosphere. Crepuscular, anti-crepuscular.
You can say the same for a hot spot on the surface of the Earth too.
Right.
I was feeling
It's
kind of
evidence of a
crepuscular
local
yesterday.
source.
Were you?
Any inverse square law of light? Anybody?
Yeah, it wouldn't reach us.
Did not apply in their fantasy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, according to them, there's a vacuum between the sun too.
Yeah. Like I said, fantasy.
Without proof of it, Carl. They didn't
Right
prove there's a vacuum between us, and that they assume that on the premise. Don't make assumptions in the scientific world, because it will lead to a whole world believing fallacy. The same.
Scientism, pseudoscience.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want a bunch
No,
of
we
people
don't.
believing a bunch of bullshit.
But
a minute.
I mean,
Maybe
that's
they
why
do.
they dumb them down. Yeah.
No, that's why you got a bunch of people running around thinking we come from monkeys and gas and dust and amoebas crawling out of the ocean.
Yeah, and without any
And there's no
indication
God.
within a fossil record that we even go that far back.
And you're
in time,
insignificant and you're not divine or have any
Self-assembly. Come on,
God-given
man.
sense.
Get with the program.
Hey Roger, thank you for letting me on. My nightly poker game online is coming on, so I got to go. So thank you so much,
You
and
gotta go
JJ
with the
and all everybody.
important
Good seeing you.
We see where your priorities lie.
Definitely.
Have a good
Yeah.
one, Harmon.
It's my 11:30 poker night. I wait for it all day.
Bless you,
Come on,
Andrew.
brother.
Get out
Good
of
luck.
here.
Good luck, dude.
All right, bye.
Get out.
Later.
Later, Harmon.
Peace.
Good luck, dude.
He's playing for all
I
the
love
countries
giving
now.
Harmon shit, dude. It's good times.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Yeah.
times.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's get back to the hypothesis and null hypothesis.
Yeah, where were we?
For the sun
Okay, here we go.
as a straight line, because we're talking about a ratio between a few thousand miles of change going from up in the sky to down out of the sky against the 93 million miles they claim. And that ratio, when you're looking at that in terms of a circle and the path that it's traveling around you, the observer, the chord of that path becomes essentially a straight line path downward. So we just represent with that with the old arrow there, and you're good to go. Also notice the difference in brightness of illumination of the scene, one frame to the other. And that, of course, is here, as we're seeing, due to the difference in the sun's proximity, one to the other. I added 4 thin lines, 2 in each drawing that you're seeing here, and that is to show the sun's apparent location through parallax. And the midpoint, although it's not in the mid-span of each line, the midpoint of each line, where the object is, either the top of the pillar or the top of the window, those you can think of as a fixed vertex for those thin lines as they change in angle as the sun moves. So as the sun moves, that's the point around which we're measuring and determining its movement by what's happening on the other side of the line, on the east wall inside the house, or on the ground in this case, and when you're just coming out of the starting blocks at the top of the animation where the sun is hitting the pillar and the shadow is cast directly on the ground next to it. So that's the difference between the two scenarios in terms of sun position. Okay, so let's get on down to page 3. And we're going to examine the Globee option first in detail. A, repeating from page before, like you've just seen, but frame B in the animation that WJV shows in his video is when the post shadow is moving across the ground and then reaches up the wall and starts to get close to the bottom of the window. And as it just slightly gets higher than that, as the sun slightly goes down even farther, the sun begins to cast a shadow on the east wall. And I will refer to that as the shadow from now on, even though it is actually the light portion of what we're looking at. The window shadow on the east wall in frame B is essentially the same height as the window itself through which the light is passing on the west wall. So when we go to frame C, this is the next point in the animation where the sun-earth ecliptic begins to rise up as well and match the height of the post, and they both shine through, and you can see them on the shadow on the east wall, essentially almost together at the same height at that point. So what we're seeing there in frame C is the point at which the window shadow on...
Just to point this out for people, this is actually in the frame D, that is the geometric horizon that they have to have on a sphere that's casting the shadow on the wall.
That's the actual land causing the shadow.
Yep.
And you
Which
would see
we
it
never
in the
see.
sky every day as the sun would come up and as the sun would go down. And you have never seen that in your entire life.
Never.
No, the sun just goes away, obviously.
Yeah, that's what he's going to prove here, I think.
Yeah. And also when Chilster said that he thinks that he's basically trying to say about crepuscular rays, saying he's thinking that the sun comes down straight, but it goes through the holes in the cloud, and we see it from perspective comes into play after that. But I was just going to throw out there that a lot of times you see the crepuscular rays when the sun is behind the cloud, but you can also see them when the sun's peeking out from behind the clouds, and it's still, you can still see them, proving that it's just not, going through the cloud holes. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I can't.
No.
I have been looking at this. Why does it resemble the Windows logo so much?
I don't know, because it's a Blender simulation, so
It's using the window as a reference for the light going through the window.
It's symbology, man. Just
he's getting conspiratorial over here. Listen,
good for you, Andrew. Good for you. I'll take back some of the shit I said about you.
Just a little.
That window is a man. JJ knows.
Yeah. Oh, man. As long as there's moisture in the air, you're going to be able to see a crepuscular sun if it's rays from the sun, as long as it's
right.
Yes, doesn't matter if there's clouds or not.
If you had the big wildfires that we've had and whatnot, there's so much smoke and dust and shit in the air, you can see it through that.
So what we're looking here is an angle with a reference to a plane. That's a flat Earth measurement. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyways.
What they call that shit? The Sahara sand and all that shit blowing all the way over here.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. They had fires in Canada a while ago, and we were getting tons of smoke from north of me. And it's all I smelled for like 4 days. It just smelled like somebody had like a stogie lit the whole time. It's horrible.
I hate that smell. All right. Let's get back to her. Ready, guys? We'll hop through this quick. We'll make it fast.
On the east wall is now higher than the actual wall, or actual window, I should say, on the west side of that house. So when we get to frame D, this is where the sun-earth ecliptic overtakes the post height, along with the height of the window itself. And they continue on up the wall, the east wall, and all movements of shadows on the east wall at this point are moving up at an unchanging proportional rate relative to the rate at which the sun is going down past the horizon in the Globey model. The final note here to take note of is that the brightness contrast between very lit and very dark areas, as in the things the sun is hitting or not hitting, there's very high contrast here between the two. Those are the particulars and what you should notice about what's being represented in the Globey model in the scenario. So scroll down to page 4 and we'll see the contrast for H1, particularly starting with frame B, when the post shadow begins to climb the wall. So even now, at this point in frame B, the house itself is not so brightly lit as it is at the starting point. And the window shadow is still approaching the vertical height of the window. As in the one on the east that's moving up the wall is slowly approaching the same height as the opening on the west wall. So in frame C, when the post shadow begins to come to a complete stop, all the ambient light is still getting darker, and the shadow on the east wall approaches but never meets the same vertical height as the window itself. I find that critical in the difference and noticing the difference between the two. So when we get to frame D, the lit part of the wall should actually be a little darker, and is a little darker, closer to the ambient brightness of everything that's around it, because, you know, sun's going away. So the post shadow at this point has pretty much stopped as the wall shadow fades out to zero contrast with the ambient light around it, which is also darkening, because, you know, this is what we call the sun, quote, going down. But in truth here, by empirical observation, which we'll see, the sun is actually just getting farther away. And the opacity value of air comes into play, and things just get darker because less radiative is getting to you at the house overall. All right, moving right along. Let's bug down to page 5. So this is where we shift from the model to the empirical. This is where we're getting at the data. From the east wall, if you were to take a look at my house there, and the diagonalish line with the 6735 on it over on the right side where it hits the wall, if you put your eye there and look down that line, the azimuth, the heading that you're at, is 252, which is 18 degrees south of due west, or to the left of west, if you're looking at it in a horizontal point of view. In the videos you're about to see that I took with the camera position relative in this diagram is directly west of the wall shadow, right where that line touches the wall on the right side. Draw a horizontal line to the left about 3 and some meters away, and the camera height is near the start position of the wall shadow's bottom line, where it shows the bottom of the window. That'll become obvious in a second when you see it. So just for completeness sake, I will say, and I left the dimensions on it at the top of the diagram, there is another window in this room. It's on the north wall, and we will note how that comes into play a little bit later. It's not really a key factor in anything that we're considering here in terms of the empirical. So as we scroll down to the other half of page 5 here, you're looking at a Google Earth shot. Notice in the top right of that shot, you can see north is straight up. So the orientation between these two images is the same. And when you look at that, the two figures I put on there are the 212 meter and the 228 meter. Those are altitude markings, as in how high above sea level you are at those 2 points on the land. And I will say, although it's not indicated here, that
okay, what did he say? Sea level? All right, sorry, had to throw that out there. Yeah, Carl, the demonstration, the actual experiment's actually coming up. Well, not experiment, but the observation is coming up, where he actually does this in real life. He uses a window in his house to demonstrate this during sunset, as it might say. If you haven't seen this, I'm sure you have. But he actually shows it in real world. The actual data comes to life. Pretty cool.
Between those 2 points, the land is quite a bit of a valley. In fact, it drops to 170 meters altitude through the middle, which getting out of metric 42 meters down is actually 137 feet below the opening in my window on my door in the middle of that valley. So what that means is that there is even less than typical interference with the light path from one point to the next than if the topography were flat in between those 2 points. So we're helping ourselves with the legitimacy of the measurements that we're making here in asserting how few corrections actually need to be made. And the answer is 0, because we're really only, as you can see there, we're only talking about 1,400 meters between those 2 points. This is not like an 18-kilometer long sighting where there's a bunch of air to be considered and lapse rates and stuff. None of that is really coming to play here. Okay, so let's bug down to page 6. And we're dealing with recording number 1 here that I took last November. And I've included in each frame a graph which moves progressively with the video as you watch this shadow go up the wall as the sun goes down outside the door over time. The graph itself is only showing one thing. It's showing the downward component of movement over time, minute to minute. So the lateral movement of the sun here is not so relevant. We're really just looking at the vertical component. And the graph itself in the image is physically lined up with the bottom edge of the window of that shadow right there. You can see that the black line, if you draw it straight across the image, you'll hit exactly where it begins to plot the line on the graph. Just for continuity's sake, visual aid, call it what you want. All right, so notice from frames A to D, the change in the shadow's brightness itself, that in A, it's really bright, and D, of course, it's fading out to nothing. And that is exactly as WJB's model shows. The plotted data here is essentially a straight line for the first 17 minutes of this recording. And there's no debate about that. We see the sun progress across the sky at a constant rate, and that's exactly what you're seeing on the graph. So you'll see more detail about this in the next example, per the requests of the Globies who looked at this original issue video and naturally weren't satisfied at all because of lack of detail and measurement and whatever you want to know. The dip at the 11-minute mark on that plot is likely due merely to a bit of cloud passing in front of the sun momentarily. This is just going to cause a little bit of distortion or diffusion or diffraction, pick your favorite word, where it's a little tougher to measure on the wall, the shadow, because it gets a little fuzzy.
What I got to give Stoneman is he's thorough about it. In other words, the rate of light coming in is impeded by a cloud for one little section there. He does point that out. So he's taking empirical data from sunlight, the amount of sunlight that's coming in the window.
Live.
He's really, yep. And you guys want to watch the video, I'll actually go get the video. I'll post it in chat for you. They have a video of the actual.
That's good. I've seen that blender. I've seen that example that he uses in the beginning of the video with the real light
animated.
The fully animated one, and it's explains to you exactly. Well, the idea is to show that the angle would go much lower, which means the shadow would come up higher, and you would get the obstruction from the actual physical Earth itself. Yeah, you would see the line of it.
Are you guys bored to tears yet?
No.
Another nail in the coffin.
I love stone shit.
Yeah. But they always scream science never proves anything, so that's their go-to. Like that. Oh, we'll explain this with something else, and we'll figure it out later. We'll explain the empirical data we're showing you now.
This will appeal to nuh-uh.
These are the key things that you would see in nature. So it's real because you're seeing it in nature. You're understanding it. I like how Stone explains it because he explains every angle of it. Seeing the graphs and the pictures, you can see the example in nature. It's not some fantasy land shit. You're actually observing, you're doing observations and seeing what it's doing, figuring it out, showing the angles, showing the data, working it all out. What is it doing?
Empirical.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. The whole point.
It's not some fantasy land shit that you say, well, if we're on the moon and we're looking at it here, they're going to fuck you with that crap.
And why didn't he turn around and film the rotation of the Earth while they were on the moon? Yeah. That's what I asked IC, and he never gave me an They knew it.
It's not some fucking horse shit that you're just pulling out of your ass because you want to believe it. This is real observations done in nature with your eyes and working all this shit out and then saying, okay, we're seeing this because of that. We're seeing this because of that. It's doing this. So that means that it's not going over the slope. Otherwise that shape would come up. Yeah. I mean, it's reasoning. You're working it through and saying, okay, yeah, that wouldn't happen if this was that way or this way or that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an empirical observation.
The figures don't lie. Liars can figure, but figures don't lie.
3D animation programs let you run through all those what-if scenarios pretty quickly. We've mentioned Blender.
They're not perfect.
It's worth fooling around with it yourself so that you can try all these things out quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they're not perfect, but I mean, even drawings and stuff from perspective, but they at least give you an idea of something that you can create to show the observation.
Right.
As if you were creating it in an environment, changing the environment and changing the observation.
So if I were going to put a name on this graph, these are lumens and how they fade as the sun goes away. That's
Yeah,
all
well,
these
naturally, 'cause they're
registering.
going further away from you. I mean,
Yep.
you know, take a
Inverse
flashlight.
square law.
Take a
Yeah.
flashlight at night. Take a flashlight at night and have somebody point the flashlight back at you and have them walk away from you. I mean, do you
Yeah,
think
it
you're going
does-
to see the light forever? Some
No,
people think
the
that
inverse
light,
square law of light's gonna show you
There you
exactly
go.
what you need to know.
you could figure out at what lumens that light is putting out, and then say, okay, walk away, and I'll let you know when I don't see the light anymore. And then you could say, okay, well, here, I'll figure out. You walk this far away. Okay, yeah, let's pull the inverse square law in. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's how we rate light.
They get away
It
with murder with their space fantasy because they convince people that light could just travel forever and it's actually coming to you. You're looking at light that's from
Light years,
hundreds of
dude.
years ago.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, okay. That
Okay,
just
Buzz.
defies every logic and every law of nature. But okay, sure thing, pal.
I mean, they don't use this place to do this stuff themselves. They use Fantasyland to quantify what they say, and
Yeah.
that,
And
that is
quantification is not experimentation, dude.
It's the only way anybody would ever believe it, you know, to convince them that their fantasy is real.
You got to want to believe it. Like either you love Star Trek or you're making money doing it.
I
Whichever.
mean, you know,
You're either a Jedi or
Okay.
you're not.
Right.
Andrew,
Mr. Gene
that
over
punch
here,
was
Gene
at Andrew, by the
Roddenberry. Yeah. He made a lot of money off that show. I'm sure he did.
So he loves space.
I messed around with lux meters, lumen meters, whatever you want to call them, for blinds for photo shoot stuff where you would, you'd put up a, it's almost like an umbrella. You put a light in the
Yeah, the reflectors. Yeah.
pull it back and forth and adjust the light, take the photo,
D-Man, you're going muffled a little bit. Are you close to the mic or far away?
Okay.
We can't hear you.
Where did you go?
Yeah, you went in a can somewhere.
Crawled under a rug.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. Probably the internet. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all fine.
Well, what were you saying? We couldn't hear it all. We missed about the third of that last ramble.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's much
again.
better.
Well, okay, sorry.
Ramble on.
I was just going to say that, you use the lux meter and it just tells you how much, lumen meter, just how bright it is. They use them for photo shoots. They use them for videography.
Sure.
I've messed around with them. LED lights, especially. Messed around with early LED stuff. Commercial LED stuff to find. My friend had a nice setup, and he was going from those, incandescent bulb stuff, old school gas-filled stuff, to LEDs, and he wanted to see what the difference was in the color frequencies.
Yeah.
He bought all kinds of different lights. Some were warmer, some were white, some were blue and tinted, and all kinds of weird shit. And we're fooling around with some gear back in the day, a long time ago. I'd never seen one of those.
You got to get into that stuff if you're doing like green screens and stuff because it's the lighting is really important to get it to look right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the light has a certain color temperature.
Right.
So some light is more warmish and reddish. Some light is more white. Some light is, it's all different depending on the frequency.
Yeah. Well, I'm not an expert in it, but I do understand how you can rate light and its intensity just by the heat it even puts off, or by the lumens that it and the candle watts that they rated at. Yeah. And they used to do that, and the industry does it to this day with every light. And the effects it has on humans, they go in depth studies, and they use a lot of the stuff in the technology we have now, and they control you with.
Yep.
Believe it or not, that's what a lot of this computers and cell phones are based on. We're part of this experiment, and that they're
nodes. They want us to be nodes. Internet of Things. They want us to be the things.
Yeah. We're a number to them, I think. Yeah.
You're part of it.
What's your serial number, D-Man?
Yeah.
216.
15.
Stamped on his foot.
What's your MAC address?
Yeah.
216.
No, there you go. And he's sticking with that 216. All right. Let's finish this off right quick, or try to.
Doesn't stay quite as crispy when the sun is nothing but hitting, through the opening. I'm sure you guys can picture the difference in your head. When we get to frame C at 20 minutes in, when the downward rate of the sun, its motion is slowing, just like the model. And frame D, you're seeing, a minute after that, where the sun is fading out, indeed, and the downward motion of the sun falls to zero in terms of its rate. And again, just like the model. So the rest of the ambient brightness on the wall is coming from that north window that I mentioned. And that is because the sun is still ionizing the gases in the upper atmosphere, the argon, the xenon, the krypton, the neon, etc. Even so, you can still see that the ambient is also darkening with the departure of the sun. So those are the final points.
That was a nice
of
touch that he pointed that out.
What we're looking at here. Yeah. So make no delay. Let's get on down to page 7.
Word salad.
And this was the February 9th.
No, negative.
Video number 2.
I've seen it demonstrated.
Is still in the same position,
equals
which I outlined
word
before.
salad.
But it's a little more zoomed in than in the November example. And that gives us the ability to more precisely measure the relevant vertical distance that we're going to be doing in frame D. And instead of vertically aligning the window and the graph like I did last time, what I did in this video was I just left the first window outline showing like before. Instead, this time I leave a bunch of pink X's at the heights of where the bottom was. So if you zoom into, say, frame C or frame D, you can see all those little pink X's.
Speed.
Each subsequent frame left its mark on the wall, so to speak, so that you can see it that actually jives directly
sounds like
with the vertical change you're seeing on the graph.
So like what's it?
Word salad.
Okay, with I think
I want Catalina with mine, if you could. Maybe blue cheese.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, what he's showing here is like season to season. So the distance to the sun is a factor in this scenario, especially with the brightness. Like the outer circuits of the sun versus the inner circuits of the sun, close to where he is located, longitude and latitude. So he did a thorough job.
How dare him?
Yeah. Oh man, I know.
It's ridiculous.
The blasphemy.
Yeah, why would you do? I know. All right. Now, guys,
the difference
here we
that
go.
I point out here has to do with the increased zoom that we're using here, because the camera itself makes use of auto gain. You're seeing less of the ambient background influence on brightness like you did on the previous video, but it's still there. You can see that there's a fair bit brighter stuff going on the whole wall on A than there is on D. It's just less of a difference from A to D than it is the first recording. So from frames A to C, again, we're seeing a reasonably constant rate of downward movement of the sun.
What we need to do is build a room with north, west, and east and south facing windows, and do this same thing instead of just using what we have. Like build a place where we can demonstrate seasonally how the sun actually works on the flat with windows in all directions.
Yeah, that would be interesting because of the different season. Well, it would have to be. It would be more
fulfill
interesting.
their burden. We'll fulfill their burden of proof for their positive claims, right?
It would be more interesting to do at the equator.
Oh yeah, you get a better view
because you would get it going south and you would get it going north, so you would see the angle change.
I don't feel like we've made the positive claims because it's our default, right? It's what you observe, right? It's what your senses show you. So I don't need to make positive claims that the sun is going away from me and not behind a damn spinning ball of water.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it would solidify it in history if we had like a place like this where we can demonstrate how the sun does revolve above us within a circuit on a regular. I mean, that would empirically just put like a period, a giant period on this thing.
Yeah, I get you, dude, but like, when I first got into flat Earth, you go watch Eric Dubay, 200 proofs. Like, how many proofs do you need? Is my question.
You don't.
Before, like, you believe that like one of those proofs are going to empirically shut these people up, because it's never going to happen, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
We could get gags and some duct tape. I mean, just I wouldn't do that. Freedom of speech, people. You can talk about whatever you want. I don't care. I just want to say that when you scream science so much, but yet you don't want to get involved in something like this, you're mental.
Yeah, it's they have alternative motives, and it's clear at this point.
Listen, they're up there creating Velcro and drinking Tang, okay?
Damn straight. And making our lives better on Earth, aren't they?
That's right.
And realistically, do you think that they really invented that shit up there?
No, they
Absolutely
didn't.
not. You know,
Not.
They
it's
absolutely
fucking
invented
bullshit.
Tang while they were on the space
Yeah,
flight
full story.
7.
They brought a dehydrator with them and a whole bunch of
Grew the
concentrated orange
oranges
juice.
up there and everything, and a squeezer and everything, vertical squeezer.
In a whirl.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to this.
And that is something we see in both models. But again, at sea, we're already seeing the slowing of the rate of that downward movement. It starts at 22 minutes into the recording, 22 minutes on the graph, and fairly undeniable. I invite you guys to go to my BitChute channel after and watch the whole video so you can see this happening in real-time action. So the overlay on the bottom of page 7 here, the graph on top of the graph, is just a zoom in of the last 5 minutes of that recording. And when you're looking at that, you can now see that nice thin light blue line, and how I extrapolate that slope of the downward movement for the first 22 minutes all the way to the bottom, so that you can see and highlight the beginning at which the departure takes place from that downward rate. You can see.
I like the way he gave it a solid average. Yeah, that's what he's basically doing. Like that's the actual what you would actually expect to see, and see how close that what he did with all the impedance in the Atmos with the light coming in. That would be the average line. That you see the thin blue line. Not that I'm saying there's a thin blue line, like politically speaking. There's a thin blue line in this graph. That's Anybody else got anything else to say? I think we pretty much drawn our conclusions out of this said observation. You agree?
Yeah. I want to.
So I think if you he has a whole video on BitChute. I'll do that next time. I got to find it. I couldn't find it earlier. This is the first one that came up and would be on BitChute. So he's demonstrating basically this is a local sun going away from you. It's rotating above us. It's pretty much almost set in stone, you might say.
Yeah. I think I'd like to address the comment that Flat Earth Nation said about making positive claims saying that the moon is its own light. Can you create an experiment? Right. Well,
Okay.
really, you don't. I mean, all your instincts, your default, once again, right? Like inverse square law of light, especially. You can't have these claim distances. First of all, we don't know how far that is, and it's obviously
Yeah.
local because you can see it with your naked freaking eye. We're human beings. If you can see it with your naked eye, it's freaking local, fellers. Sorry to bust your bubbles, but
figured it out a long
we're
time
human
ago.
beings and we have vanishing points. But anyway, it clearly, in my perspective, observation, we can't prove it, but it is a default that, with the luminosities, you could read a book, for crying out loud, in the middle of the night with the
Right.
luminosities of it. And it's not, it's not spherical because you don't have specular highlights. We don't have nothing to prove that it's even a sphere or physical. I happen to think that we could see through it at times, but I could be wrong, and yeah, he's got good videos of evidence that, claims that you can't see through it, that you just can't see it optically, which I get that. But, inverse square law of light is my,
Yeah. So with that default position, I want to put it this way: what's reflecting the light off the sun to the Earth or the moon? Sorry, the sunlight. What part of the moon is reflective?
Yeah, that gray
the
dust.
dusty ball part.
Yeah.
I don't see how it's even that reflective to begin with. And where's all the light traveling to the moon in the middle of the night that's going to send it all the way back to Earth where we could read a book under its light?
Yeah.
No.
How can we, where's all that brightness?
Yeah, I think that there are points and places in the sky when it does show the sunlight on it to a point during its phases, but when it's a full moon, I think it's actually illuminating something else. I think it's charged. It
looks
could be
to
an
be
electrical
charged.
charge.
Yeah, it seems that way. But ultimately, we don't know. I'm not trying to make positive claims here that I can't, prove.
I tell you, JJ, we're building a rocket tomorrow. We're heading there. We're gonna find out once and for all. We'll put into this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break out the budget, man. We're doing a GoFundMe.
You go first.
All right. No, thank you. I think I'll just look at it from here.
They also claim that these tides are from the freaking moon. It's like I'd rather be wrong than go against the mainstream media. I think you'll be in a better place. You might not be right all the time, but if you just go the opposite way of which way the mainstream tells you to go, you're probably going to, live longer and be healthier. Just
Yeah.
throw that out there.
Yeah, I'm going to stick this video in chat if people want to look at it, and I'll put Man of Stone's channel in there too.
I threw a funny one in there just to lighten it up a little bit.
Oh, thank
cool.
goodness.
We like
Jump
humor in
in
this
here.
world, don't we? Yeah.
I didn't piss Andrew off, did I?
Oh, I don't think so. Is Andrew still here?
No, he's playing poker.
No,
Andrew's
that was
playing poker?
Harmon.
That's Harmon.
Harmon
Oh, that was
playing.
Harmon. Well, shit, that's a whole different thing then.
Because I haven't heard from Andrew since I told him I took back some of the shit I said.
I think he took it the right way, man. He had to.
I told him it was all comedy.
I joke around all the time about the biscuit thing. Me and Slav started all that.
Yeah.
That's why I always joke around and say, straight out of rehab. Hey, Harmon. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? I say, listen.
Yeah, sorry.
I always say, like, so I said, I haven't seen Andrew. And I said, he's doing good. He's out of rehab, and he's admitted that he's powerless over the power of the biscuit.
Yeah. So if you want to get into the actual measurements of the light, he gets into it further. I'm showing them on screen now. These are the peak hours when the light hits the wall. This is what you expect to see. It got 70% of the light that we would expect from a flat Earth. I don't think it got any light with the globe. I don't think the globe had a projection for this model. So because they believe that the sun goes behind the Earth.
That's a great documentation, and another nail in the coffin.
Yeah, there was a 3D animation one that me and Roger watched a while ago where the guy animated. Yeah, the guy animated everything. He animated the buildings, how the shadow on the buildings would work, everything you could imagine about how it would look if it was a globe and how the sun would interact, how you would see it in the sky, just unbelievable, everything, every kind of angle. That's how you would see it every day of your life, and you've never seen it that way ever because that isn't what it is.
We watched it on the last stream, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not going to
go back and reference it.
And I wouldn't claim to know what the tides or the moon actually is. That's just ridiculous to anybody who's going to claim that they know for sure.
I never knew what it was.
But I would imagine it has to do with electromagnetism and electricity, because everything in this nature of our world is electric by nature, period. And that could be proven demonstrably. So I would go with that, with my instincts after knowing that, rather than it's I don't know, this, that, or the other.
God.
And electricity's dirty little sister, magnetism, goes right along with it.
Right. So if you want to do any tests or experiments, then you should probably get into electromagnets, magnetism.
Right.
What you can do with pushing water and, these kinds of things, because it's all tied to the electromagnetic field that we live in.
Yep.
It's a dynamo, you might say, a dynamic. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There you go. And that would make sense in the motions of the heaven. So I think God's a master at making this stuff, and I think he did a good job. But D-Man, you actually put that one in here, huh?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I almost had a coronary the other night laughing at that. Absolutely.
That's funny. Well, I'm going to ask for forgiveness in advance. So, Lord, we're going to play it anyway.
It's AI.
Yeah, we know. Great video, though, isn't it? Oh, Lord. I'll start at the beginning.
Timmy, you just got hired.
Okay, take it back to the make it big. Smile. You're on Candy Camera.
Timmy, you just got hired on as Ridgemark Middle School's first ever bus driver with Down syndrome. How does it feel?
It feels really good. I like driving. Kids can be safe with me. I practice a lot. And it's a really big bus.
It sure is. Congratulations. Good evening. I'm standing outside Ridgemark Middle School where, yes, that is a full-size school bus jammed into the second story of the building behind me. Authorities say the driver, 28-year-old Timmy Reynolds, somehow managed to get the bus up an embankment and through a classroom. Timmy, you just got hired on as Ridgemark Middle School's first ever bus driver with Down syndrome. How does it...
I'm sorry, guys. I won't let that play twice. So Carl says he's experimented with water and magnets. It doesn't work.
Carl's got it all figured out.
What do you say? It doesn't work. What do you mean?
What kind of magnet did you use? Did you use a neodymium magnet? Because I've seen that actually work. It's a more powerful magnet.
Yeah, we've seen it on the videos. I haven't done
Water
it
is
personally.
diamagnetic. Everything.
I mean, I used to have to deal with the tides every day. I never looked into. I mean, the what do you call it that everybody keeps talking about is it affects people's period. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Okay,
is that why Harmon's always grumpy?
Yeah. So what I'll do, Carl, I'll get it. I have a couple of heavy magnets here. I'll try to do a live demonstration with it. You have to have a fluid system to work with to begin with. And what they're saying by that is that it moves things around in the fluid system, magnetism. Let's see. I can show you the demonstration, but I don't know if you're going to buy it or not.
Is that the one where they're floating something and the guy's taking the magnet and putting it up?
Yeah, he's got a neodymium magnet and he's pushing water in a tube across.
I would imagine it's like pulsating. Like if we're in an electromagnetic field, per se, then there's a field. It's like the ether that they're hiding, and it's circling around constantly, and it's like a heart. Dude. It's like a beating, right? Like it's sucking in, it's pouring out, it's alive, right?
It's like you described it, twisting.
I mean, I'm not making positive claims. I don't know master and hologram at the end of the day, man. None of us do. But it seems more logical. I just try to be logical. That's all.
I never correlated any, I never correlated anything to it. I mean, that was just me. I just never really thought about it much. So I was like, whatever, the tide's coming up. It's got to be, I'd have to walk into work and say, okay, what's the tide at? All right, let me look at the chart. Okay, go. I would just do that so that way I knew when it was going to get busy or, when ships were going to be moving quite a bit. We'd have to move equipment around on the Atlantic.
Yeah, there's parts of North Carolina you got to have the tides down because you can't travel. You got to drive to the beach to get to Corova or
bridges, and if you go in and out of channels, in and out of ship channels and stuff, narrow waterways. Yeah, the tide can affect it,
especially out there is extremely dangerous.
More dangerous.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to run an experiment like that. We'll see what kind of a neodymium magnet can actually propel water or anything else. I think magnetism is a proven force as opposed to gravity. That's really the whole other point. A gravitational pull of the moon has an effect on the tide. That's their positive claim.
It would have to be a push magnet. It would have to be something that's a push.
Mm-hmm. Is anybody disagreeing that this is everything in nature is electricity of some form?
Yeah,
it's static.
I have my lodestone right now in my hand, and I have a bowl of water. I'm letting it settle down from me putting it in there. I'm actually moving it across it, so I'll see if it actually has any kind of effect on the level of the water or it cause any motion in the water. I think Carl's trying to come in, maybe.
Yeah, let him in. That'd be awesome.
I'm waiting. I heard it.
3 o'clock.
I didn't give him a link. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, I'm actually getting a ripple effect from the water but I mean, I'm moving it slow enough that it's not causing wind. So a lodestone does have some kind of effect to the surface tension on the water. I'll do a more thorough job. I'll get a neodymium magnet too.
And we know that salt water is also like I think it's 10 times more. What is it? Conduct. It's like more of a conduct than fresh water, right?
Yeah.
Well,
so
salinity. Yeah. Well, the salt.
It's more conductive. 10 times more conductive than fresh water.
There are metals in that salt.
Hinting electric, right? Obviously, and it's like, why wouldn't we entertain that? It's obviously affiliated with electricity. Why would we go to some la theories, right?
Roger, if you're going to try the experiment, you should try moving magnetic fields in different types of water: tap water, very salty water,
absolutely.
Distilled water. Get some baselines.
Well, across the board, every body of water on Earth has some kind of minerals, magnetic.
Well, distilled water,
there's metal.
It's clean. It doesn't have anything in it. That's why I included that.
Yeah, I got you. So we have controls and across the experiment.
Hey,
So
when you
salt
say
water.
We want to know if it's the water or if it's the content in the water. It's kind of like when people say that you can split water into hydrogen, but they always have to put chemicals in the water, dude. If you want to
Yeah.
impress me, show me that shit with distilled water.
It says it acts as an electrolyte to transfer electrical energy current.
Right, but
through the
maybe it's
water.
just a chemical reaction. I mean, if you put baking soda in
it's-
something, you're going to get a
it's
gas.
Nothing to do with
It's
water.
sodium chloride. Water is not magnetic; it's diamagnetic.
Okay, I'm gonna start calling you. I'm gonna start calling you guys Pete and Peter. Yeah, they that's their claim to fame. That water that they can't split water into two different parts, hydrogen and oxygen.
Yeah,
They
if
never-
they
they
can do
all-
it with
yeah.
distilled water, then I'll give them the Nobel Prize. But until then, it's the chemicals.
I mean, how do you,
You got a
prove
Nobel?
hydrogen or oxygen in itself? How do you even prove that? And then they're going to tell us there's a mixture of these things. I don't know. What do
It's
you
the
find it?
composition. It's the composition in the water, not
Right,
the
and it-
water itself. Take out the
content.
You could take the water and run it through a filter and pull everything.
Yeah,
out
that's
of
why.
it.
That's why he's saying
That's
distilled
what I'm
water. That's
talking
why
about.
Super said
Distilled.
that.
Distilled is the cleanest you can get.
Yeah. Well, guys, I just swallowed a corn muffin. It went down the wrong pipe.
Not supposed to inhale a corn muffin. You're supposed
Well,
to.
I was
chew it.
talking while I'm eating. That's the problem. Don't talk while you eat. Don't talk with your
Hey,
mouth full, son.
Super.
Yeah.
Did you get the link that I threw? I threw a link on one of your videos too, where I sent the link for the taste the biscuit.
Oh yeah.
We're waiting for a soup of the biscuit.
There you go. Now, Super, you said you were doing new music. Do you have anything new you brought with you since you're here?
There's a new one. I didn't put it on my channel. It's on
Today?
Josh's channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
seen that one
me playing
today.
handpan is a pretty good one, dude. Actually.
Well, put a link
do
in
you
for
have
everybody so
do
they
you
can
have
go watch it.
Do you have Josh's channel? Real or not for real?
Yeah, I'm subbed for him, but I don't get alerts like I should.
Or if you go to my
gotta set the
channel
bell.
and look under my posts, I put it up under my posts.
Gotcha.
Gotta
Because
set
for me
that
to do
bell
it, like
to
if
all.
I even change tabs right now, man, it's gonna drop out on me again.
I
I
gotcha.
do this. Yeah,
Like
mine
I'm
does
hanging
the
by a
same.
thread. It's working okay, but if I go to another tab, it's all over.
Yeah,
Yep,
like
same
that.
here. Yeah, it's
I
bullshit.
gotcha.
You mentioned JJ. You mentioned something about human beings, man. Does it bother you when people say you're only human, or you hear that? Like, does it trigger anything in you? Me, it
Nah,
does.
man.
Greatest
Nuts.
creation.
I hate hearing it.
It
I'm
doesn't trigger
human.
me. I mean, what triggers you about it?
What triggers
Excuse me,
me?
guys.
Because it belittles mankind to like an ant status.
Well, we do have limits at the end of the day, you know.
Well, yeah, but
there's
do you
us
want
and
to
then
be
there's
classified like
pancakes.
that? Like you're only human? Like we don't even say that
Yeah.
to our dogs. You're only a dog. Looking down. You know what I
You're
mean?
only a dog.
No, I can see
Only
I can see both sides of that for sure. It's not going to trigger me though.
There's us and then
I
there's
look at
Give
it.
us some thought. Get back with me, all right?
Yeah, I just look at it like we have limits. You know, we are only human. So, you know, like I said before, if you can see it with the naked eye, then it's local. That's because we're only human. You know, the vanishing point, the horizon exists because we're only human. That don't mean we're not divine and have amazing God-given senses. Feel me?
Feeling you.
Hell yeah,
Straight up.
brother.
Maybe that's what I needed to hear.
Mhm.
JJ. There's
Maybe.
us and then there's pancakes.
There's
And you
what?
don't say only pancakes, like you're not even looking down on your pancakes with that level of disdain. You know?
No,
It's all perspective.
I'd eat you, but
know?
you're only a pancake.
Yeah. How dare you
Perspective
insult
is a
me.
hell of a drug, man. It could heal you or kill you. You know, it'll make or
Thank
break you.
God, thank God my fog machine's working. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You got it running right now?
Yeah, right now.
Probably does.
Fog machine?
Yeah, you'll have to decode that like mentally.
YouTube's
small
acting
machine.
up on me, guys. YouTube's doing weird crap. Like I went to go find Josh's channel and I'm scrolling through my subs and it just randomly clicked on some other video for some odd reason.
I told you to go to my channel and go to posts.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I'll do
Anytime
it.
you have Restream open, it'll like be delayed real bad. Like if you clicked and then it'll like
Yeah.
click on something that you're not on later because it's so delayed.
Yeah,
When it
I'm
gets
shutting,
around
I'm
to it,
shutting a
yeah.
lot of these windows. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
trying
have
to get.
anything
Yeah.
open. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's just
closing all this crap.
Restream, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and YouTube does a lot of things too. Every once in a while, they have some hiccups for sure.
Yeah, they're probably in cahoots, man.
I don't know.
It's the
I think
feds.
it's the
It's the
program
feds.
itself. It's just slow.
Yeah.
I finally got into it. Got all my subscribers up here, but I don't get like notifications from all of them, no matter what I do.
Yeah, some of them soft sometimes
Really?
doesn't work at
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
You sure about that? You sure you're not
Sure as
tripping?
pancakes.
Yeah.
Because it'll look like it's on, but just double check because it'll look like it's freaking on, but it'll be on set on like something other than all. But you're set, but not on
Oh,
all.
I went through like a month ago and went through every single person that. Oh, I checked every single subscriber channel, and I checked every every single person that was on that list, and some of them weren't even alive. I was like, "Holy crap! This person hasn't been on in 13 years. Why is the channel still there?"
Huh.
Like I had to go through it and realize that okay, nobody's done it.
I just went past Blacklight's channel, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you realize that okay, yeah, some of these people probably aren't even alive. I should probably unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it keeps their memory alive. There's actually people who have died and their channel
Oh
grew
yeah, my
tenfold
uncle,
after they died.
my uncle, my dad's little brother.
Yeah.
He's his channel's still on YouTube, still up and running.
Hell yeah. I'd keep it up. Hell yeah. It's memories, man.
I don't see you or Josh's channel in my list of subscribers. It's like it chooses to show me what it wants to show me when it wants to show me what it wants to show me. I've got everybody from Nathan Oakley to Mastodon in front of me right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that pesky technology, they had to use it all to go around the moon,
Superman, come in.
I'll look up Music Depot. Houston. That's the name of your channel, right? Music Depot, right?
No,
Super.
I never heard
A
of
Jam Depot.
Is it Jam Depot? Okay. You should do more streams. I'm telling you. I'd be over here more.
We all should. Everybody but you.
I was. Yeah.
Roger's
Right?
an addict. The stream addict.
Knocking them out of the park.
Yeah, not too much.
I love it.
I'm just putting stuff out, man.
I love it because it keeps me lazy. I can just
If
hop
you're
on
looking
Roger.
for my stuff, you just go to my channel, Roger. Mr. Super.
I'm trying to.
Sidewinder. Can't miss it.
Yeah,
Hey, you're making it difficult, Roger.
What it does is
Put
it
it
pulls
all
up
in
everything you've
one-
been in when I do that.
I went on your channel a while
Whoa.
ago, Super. I went on your channel a while ago, Super, and listened to. I had it on the TV, and I was doing like cleaning up and doing some stuff, and I was like,
Nice.
"Oh!" So I just went on there, and you were singing the Neil Diamond.
I got you.
Yeah.
But it pulled
you-
up the Kings first. That's what it pulled up.
You got it? I was going to attempt
Yeah,
to.
I'm on Supers now.
Kings.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to go.
If you go in there
not
again,
real.
D-Man, go into my playlist and hit the Jam Depot one, man. You can rock out for hours.
I had it on and listened for a while. It was pretty funny. I was like, "This is
Well,
awesome, man! This is super."
Okay, I'm gonna play your
Thanks, dude.
music mashup. Yeah, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
and Josh?
No,
Yeah.
no. Look for the one that's like Mr. Super on Japan or something.
Okay. There's Hanging With, Secret Covenant. Let's
Yeah, hanging with.
That'll work. Okay. That's it?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. And we'll enjoy the music.
Rock on.
Whereas I've heard it said, "Oh, listen to the music all the time. Let the music play." Is it playing? Dang. I know volume.
Not yet. I don't hear it.
Very nice. Very nice, sir.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm telling you. Hey, why did the
Awesome,
music
brother.
stop? All right, I'm gonna get off here, guys. It's been 2 hours almost. Oh, it's past 2 hours. Jeez.
Yeah, good to see you
And
guys.
I recommend going over to Sandy's when you leave here.
Yeah, I'll probably shoot over there. I'll get out of this chair. It's hurting my back.
I hear you.
It dropped a
I'll
link.
be over there in a little bit. I will.
You got a link?
I have a link. Hold on.
All right.
I promise.
For us lazies.
Who's hanging, guys? As always.
Good to see you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Much love.
Amen.
Good to see you too, D-Man, JJ, Roger. You're all heroes.
No, you're a hero too. I promise you, super sidewinder. That's the hero part.
Super. Yeah, if you want to see that in high
Hey, I'm
quality,
dropping a
man,
link
just
in
go to
chat.
my channel and go to posts. Anybody that's in chat wants to see that video in high quality. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I'll put it in main chat. I'll put it in private chat too, JJ, just for you lazy folks.
I appreciate
it.
All right. Night, guys. I'm going to play out with my cartoon favorite.
Yippee.
I know. One of your favorite songs, Super.
I'm in.
Poof. Yeah. You like Sick of It All? I know you love their music. I've heard you comment.
We need to hear some Shine Like a Raven, dude.
I haven't played that in forever.
I know. It's like nostalgia.
I might bring that in my next stream.
Yeah, do it too. Nostalgia.
Yeah. Super, you're going to hate it.
I didn't like it at first, but it grew on me just because it became
It's a good
nostalgic. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm talking about this song, though. Yeah, that was my reference here. Yeah. Super said something about Sick of It All last time. He didn't like them.
I like the name of it, dude. I'm in.
Roger has his own wing.
I do.
Roger Ledwell wing.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's in Canada.
Oh, yeah. I'll taste the biscuit. All right. All right, guys. Good night, everybody.
The goodness of the biscuit.
The goodness. Don't get that on my chicken wings.
Invest it all, reinvent yourself. For you know it, your essence is renewed with something fresh. Your will, your way, will earn respect in your day. Let the glory sharpen knife. Got the future of your life. Let's not break back, just back, build to last. Old school, all the new. Doesn't mean a thing if your heart's not true. Greedy ones, made fast. We're here, built to last. For the fun, not a bang. Love and the truth so powerful. Work out the snacks of the past. Work out the snacks for less. Mistakes have been inspired from us. Mistakes have gotta be others. Your will, your way. Might change the penalty. Eradicate the stagnancy. Eradicated like disease. Let's not break past. Just back, build to last. Old school, all the new. Doesn't mean a thing if you're not true. Greedy ones, made fast. We're here, built to last. For the fun, not a bad. Love and the truth so powerful. The love and the truth so powerful. As we've seen around the world, we won't go away. 'Cause we'll always feel this way. We're here to stay. And our impact will be felt. We won't go away. If we feel it, we're here to stay. Built to last.